Okay. Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. Dusty Slay here. Pumped. Welcome to Nateland. I'm here with Brian Bates,
Right.
Joe Gatto, our special guest.
Yes.
I don't know that I should have brought him in so fast, but we didn't really do a lot of prep work on it.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah. So
And Nate's here.
Nate is here, and he'll just be popping in later.
Yes.
He'll come gliding in.
Yeah.
Floats in
Yeah.
when he can. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's important.
We're pumped to be here. It's a hot episode. And
Already it's hot.
it's gonna be hot. You gotta, speak things into existence,
Yeah.
as they say.
It's only going to get hotter. So I hope
Yes.
everybody that's listening is prepared,
Yeah.
stretching out, touch the toes.
Yeah. So, and I guess, we can just, do you have anybody have anything special they'd like to say?
Well, I want to say, I don't know Joe real well, but we've met a couple of times. For those of you who don't know Joe, everybody probably does. He was with Impractical Jokers. And I was with Nate in Pittsburgh at a theater, which was amazing. And then he said, let's go over to wherever the Penguins play there in
the
arena and see the Impractical Jokers. And I was blown away how many people were there. And then you came to Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville, same thing, just packed out. And we hung out afterwards and you guys were amazing. And so
good.
very funny.
Okay, good. Oh, good.
You-
It's
you're
good.
waiting for a
I thought
butt,
you were about
weren't
to come up with some grievances. And you're like, but I need to talk to you about
Well,
something.
since you brought it up,
I have a short list. Yeah.
People probably say this. I would imagine that they say this because I never was into prank stuff. I never was into it.
mhm.
Yeah.
So when people would say the Impractical Jokers or I would see it on TV, I would be like, nah, I'm not into that sort of stuff. And when I had my first kid, we were in the hospital. It was on TV.
That's how people
It's always on.
And I just started watching it and I was like, oh, this show's great.
Yeah.
Why have I been so against it?
Yeah.
And then I just watched so much of it.
Yeah, that was a big thing. We were actually, it's not a prank show. We never really
Yeah.
treated it as such. And that was just the easiest way to bill it. And we were like, guys, we're losing the audience here. They don't,
Mhm.
nobody wants to watch a prank show with middle-aged guys running around a supermarket causing a ruckus, So it was like, so we actively, like in the first 2 seasons, like when in interviews would not refer to a prank show. When people did, we would like correct them, like, well, it's a comedy show where we mess with each other kind
Yeah.
of thing. And there was a lot of times in the field when we were doing something, if somebody's getting mad, like a prank show, like if somebody's getting mad, we're like, we're doing this wrong. Like
Oh,
we'd
yeah,
stop,
yeah.
we take it back and we'd be like, all right, well, how do we change this?
Mhm.
Because that was really important to us, that we were always the butt of the joke. We were always, the thing. So it was because I'm not a big prank show kind of guy either, but I do enjoy, embarrassment comedy was the best way for me to describe it.
Yeah.
Because that's always how I'd make those guys laugh my whole life anyway. I would just be stupid and they would laugh
Yeah.
at, we get in an elevator, or a subway and they'd be scared for their life because I knew I was going to do something stupid and
Yeah.
there's no place for them to run, So that was just the kind of thing. We just took that and ran with it. But the easiest way to explain it was, they put an earpiece in and they mess with people. But if you look at over, I did 300 episodes over a decade. If you look at each of them, that was one challenge per episode.
Right.
Was that with the earpiece. And then there was all these other games and things we did.
Yeah.
So it was just really hard to explain, I think.
It's really well done.
It really is.
Because even people will go, I don't even have an example, but people will go, they'll go, hey, John's about to come in here. And when he comes in here, we're going to tell him that we ate all the food. So just play along with it.
It's better
And I'm
than that
like,
if you've never seen it.
No. I'm not saying.
he was in real life for a prank.
I'm saying in real life when people do this.
Oh, okay.
They'll
Okay.
go, tell him we ate all the food. Okay,
Yeah,
play
yeah.
along. I would rather leave the room.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to lie to John.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin your trick.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go along with
And
it.
you're getting roped in against your will. You
Yeah,
can't just
yeah.
announce that to the group.
Yeah, maybe I don't even know John that well. And
Yeah.
now John's like, oh, you're the kind of guy that will lie to me.
Yes, you're a liar.
When Jimmy Kimmel would do the thing where it's like, hey, tell your kids that you ate all their Halloween candy.
Worst.
I'm
Ugh.
like, what? No.
Yeah.
First
No
off,
way.
we're not going to be collecting any Halloween candy, but I'm definitely not going to be like, hey, I ate it all. Look
Yeah.
at me. I want to make you cry.
Yeah, it's like make your kids hate you, then just hug them and say gotcha.
Gotcha.
That sounds
You're on TV.
They're the worst. Yeah, I can't deal with it. Most of that stuff with you watch it.
You're on a show.
Like
No
if
one
you
watches.
if you're cringing for somebody, you feel bad. This is a human experience, which is it. But early on, we realized that people were so game for it, and we're just itching for fun and interaction, this social experiment stuff that we couldn't believe people would buy into it and do so much.
Yeah.
And that became the thing. It was what can we get people to do?
Yeah.
Which was a really fun piece of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the key is the fact that you guys are the butt of the joke.
For sure. Yeah.
And you're all friends. So we just
Yeah.
played along. We came along with it.
Yeah, that was it. It was a friendship on display.
Yeah.
You know,
and you've been gone how many seasons?
3.
I bet everyone still says, I love you on Practical Jokers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was, 10 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's how most people know me, but, it's, it's good. I mean, it was a show. I'm very proud of the legacy I did on there and everything. It's like, people love it and people have grown up with it and it was a family show. But like to your point, when you said you were in the hospital, like True TV, played mainly in hospitals and prisons.
Oh,
So
wow.
like people would find it's not a good part of their
Yeah.
life, and I had gotten, I tell the story, I had gotten a flat in LA. It was like 1 a.m. I'm on the side of the 405. My rental car gets a flat. I call, I'm sitting there waiting. This guy shows up, gets out, this burly dude, bald head jacked. And he comes over and he goes, "No way, Joe." And I'm like, "Maybe." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was just in prison. I got out. I was in 5 years. I got out 2 months ago. Can I get a hug?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah,
So it was like
that's
just so weird, like to see. And then, then you see like a grandma in a supermarket. He's like, "Oh, you're so funny." So it just really touched everybody in a different way.
Yeah,
which is
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, cool. You're in town because you had some shows this weekend in the area.
Yeah. I started my new stand-up tour. Let's get into it. So I was in Knoxville this weekend. So pop by here in Nashville.
Oh, that's the name of your tour. I
My
thought
tour.
you were like,
Let's get into
let's get into it, guys.
We got something to talk
a lot
about.
to talk
yeah.
about.
No, the Let's Get Into It tour I just launched. So it's been fun. It's I started in September and it's been going great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was in Friday. I was in Birmingham, Alabama, at the Stardome Comedy Club. First time to headline there, and
All
it went
right.
great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hot
Congrats.
show, and
Yeah.
a lot of Nateland folks came out, and
My friend Vince Fabra, you let him do some time on the show?
Vince Faber was on the show. Chris Ivey was on the show. It was a great show. We had a couple of hecklers, not really hecklers, just people who think
They're
contributing
excited.
to the show.
They're
Part of the party.
excited.
Part of the party.
But
Yeah.
it made it fun.
Were they drinking?
One of them was for sure.
It is better if they're drinking, because it's like, if you're not drinking, it's like this is what you do. You just yell out. You're
Yeah.
sober and you yell out like this.
Yeah, you need an excuse to get behind.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's the thing about the comedy club. But now I think a lot with the culture, with the crowd work culture and all that stuff, people just want to be part of a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think they're helping you.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I gave this guy a clip."
He's got it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're right.
Thanks for the help, everybody in Birmingham.
You'll be seeing it soon.
Yeah, take a look.
Where were you, Dusty?
I was in Red Bank, New Jersey.
Oh,
I was
love
at
Red
a theater. It's something else now, Hackensack Meridian Health Center, but it used to be called the Basie.
The Count Basie, yes, fantastic.
And they talked about the history of that place and all the people that have performed there. Really great. Had a super hot show.
Yeah, great there. Yeah,
And then I did the Miller Theater in Philadelphia. It was also great.
Yeah.
I've never been to Philly, never performed in Philly.
well, they're in good mood right now because of the
They are.
upcoming
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
it was
Yeah,
great. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just a plane crash there, and no one even talked.
nobody
about
cared about that. Yeah,
They're
it's like we're in the Super Bowl.
yeah, and it was great. I went to a really wild cigar bar. I had the option of a place called the Ashton Cigar Bar, which is they have coined themselves the world's finest cigar bar.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
But I walked in there, and maybe it said Americas, but either way, still pretty
Still
good.
bold. Still bold. Yeah.
And I was just like, this seems like too much for me. So I went to another one, which was I liked better, but a much downgraded. They had hookah, but you could smoke cigars in there. It was BYOB for drinks.
Oh, I was going to say BYOC.
But they had a hot plate where they were sitting whatever the blocks are that go in hookah.
Mhm.
And that's how they were heating it up, just putting it on these little eyes. And it was a pretty wild place.
like an apartment hot plate.
Yes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And
Yeah.
it was overstimulating, bad ventilation.
Oh,
I thought I was going to have a heart attack in my hotel later that night, but I had a good time.
There used to be in Manhattan, the Campbell Apartment. Did you ever hear of that place? It's in Grand Central Station. I don't think it's there anymore, but it was like somebody's of importance, a Vanderbilt or somebody's like gentleman's like cigar room where he used to bring, and they converted it to like a bar. And I don't smoke cigars. I'd never been there, but I saw it and I was like, oh wow, this is unreal. Like it was like kind of like speakeasy-ish because you had to know where it was, but it was really cool. That's the only, I think, cigar bar I was ever in. And they didn't even tout to be America's greatest cigar bar. So,
They say finest.
Finest,
so
okay.
maybe there's some
difference between finest and greatest.
Yeah.
Like world's finest chocolate. It's not the world's greatest chocolate,
Yeah.
right? It's different. It's definitely sure.
But it was, but this was a nice spot. Personally, I'd take a camping chair in a parking lot out in the free-flowing air.
I would say ventilation's got to be really important in that kind of spot.
Yeah,
right?
I like outdoor cigars.
Yeah, you got an indoor cigar. A fire pit cigar people enjoy. People
because
love
what I like about cigars is you don't inhale.
Yeah.
But when you're in a room with bad ventilation, you are inhaling.
You have no choice.
Yes.
For sure.
And I hate it.
Okay.
But I had a lot of fun.
Great.
It was a good time.
I'm glad the people in Jersey were good.
My buddy Derek Humphrey. Yeah, Jersey and Philly were very nice.
Yeah.
I kind of was afraid to go there.
Yeah.
I just had seen videos of people yelling at people. And Philly, mainly.
Bill Burr.
Yeah. New Jersey, that's the garden state. They got a lot of gardening there
that
people don't realize. I follow a lot of gardening channels from New Jersey.
That always blew my mind. It's called the Garden State. I mean, it's known for its Jersey Shore beaches. Like all throughout our side and it's the Garden State.
But there's a lot of gardening going on in Jersey.
For sure.
James Prigioni, I talk about him every time, but it's a good YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have to look it up. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came from Staten Island. So Staten Island was in between. It's like the Jersey connector between Brooklyn and New Jersey. So it's like it's one of the boroughs.
I'm thinking this gardening state
Is that what Staten Island is?
Staten Island.
Joe, is that what you're doing? Explaining Staten Island to us?
South Jersey.
I was teeing it up to be like it's a Jersey adjacent, and most people either when they get married and their kids they make a left or a right, they go to Jersey or they go to Long Island, and that's the two things. And I have two sisters. One made the left, one made the right. So one's in Jersey and one's in. But that's like the known thing about
Who's
Staten
doing
Island.
better? Would you say?
I don't want to get into it. They listen.
You sign up for something, forget about it after the trial period ends, then you're charged month after month after month.
All the time.
You know what I mean? Who even knows what we're paying? The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, I just learned that 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. Thanks to Rocket Money, I can see all my subscriptions in one place and cancel the ones I'm not using anymore, and now I'm saving more money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscription, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of the expenses across all your accounts. Easily create a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. Get alerts if bills increase in price. There's unusual spending activity or if you're close to going over budget.
Yep.
The new goal feature automatically saves money for you, so you don't have to think about it. Pay off credit card debt, put away money for a house, or just build your savings. Rocket Money makes it easy. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Nate today. That's rocketmoney.com/Nate. Rocketmoney.com/Nate.
Where were you this weekend?
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah. You guys get started without me? Welcome, Joe. Love to have you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
I was in Vegas. We had shows in Vegas. The shows were great. It was fun. We had some buddies from high school come, and so they were hanging out with us this weekend. And one guy, I had to sign something. Someone brought an Applebee's menu because I used to work at Applebee's and wanted me to sign it. And so then my buddy, he's like, he brings it backstage. So they gave it to him for me to come sign. And it was just weird making fun of him because he's like, yeah, I'll go talk to him. Like it's like something where I feel like I was happy to sign it, but it was, your buddy doesn't know.
How did they make the connection to him?
Yeah.
They asked the guy on stage because my buddies were just when I got done with the show, they go kind of stand right there, and then so people come up to the stage and they're. Well, I mean, we just joking, like, is my buddy Jeff Kazar, like, Jeff's like, yeah, I want to, he's right back here if y'all want to come on back. Like,
I know where he's staying.
Yeah. He goes, he's going to be hanging out. Y'all want to meet him? Like, y'all want to hang out? Like, where you're like, it's going to start a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I signed it. It was very cool that he did that. And then I had I have a teleprompter on there that just got my set. It's got my bullet points of my set list. And because as we're building the new hour, I just don't want to forget little things. And so I just got a kind of a guideline so I can, if I feel like I want to get off topic on something, I can, and I'm able to get back where you don't just get lost. So then my prompter went out too. And teleprompter is not the right word. It's a screen that just has the bullet points.
So you started listing the specials at Applebee's.
Yeah. Just go. Yeah, that's all I got. Is that. So it went off, and then I was like, you gotta let people know on side stage, like, hey, can you get this teleprompter? And then, but this is my other buddy, Jeremy. It was my buddy Mac, Jeremy, Tommy, and Jeff. And then my buddy Jeremy's just the one standing there, and I look at him, I go, hey, this prompter's off. He goes, they're on it. Like, no show business experience. No, he's just like sitting there. I'm just throwing the weight of the whole show
on him,
on my buddy.
Yeah. Did he come up big for you? Did they reconnect it?
They got it reconnected.
He's a hero.
He's a hero.
He gave me a chance.
What was it
Jeremy.
like in between while it was down? Were you
It wasn't down
like a president bubbling around up there? Or were you able to be?
You kind of get lost for a second, not because it's just like, oh, something's gone. So then once it goes, you then think, all right, well, now I got to make sure I remember where everything goes. And it's when when you've been doing this hour for a long time, for months and a year, like, right, you're like, all right, I can do it. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
But when you're kind of in this phase of like, I'm still moving some stuff around, and I got something, I got this up top, and I wanted to start with this, and then it goes into this, and, you just are afraid you can miss a whole section. Yeah. Then an hour can become 30 minutes. If you're like, oh, I forgot about, there's times you go, but you were like, I forgot a whole chunk that I wanted to get into. And so, I mean, it would have been all right. I'd have been able to figure it out. But it was, you just, for a moment there, you're like, yeah. And then, you're kind of telling the story.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation with, I don't have a teleprompter. I had a note card, and I keep a towel on stage, right? So I was just starting this tour. It was not too long ago, and I had like wiped my face, and I threw the towel over the note card, and like I forgot, like, and then I was like, oh, did I forget to put the note card out?
Yeah.
But it was just under the towel the whole time. But it kind of forced you to try to remember it. I think I like that, because then when you dig in, like, you say stuff that you wouldn't have said anyway. So
you need to. It made me think, like, this weekend I'm going to go to Omaha, and I think I'll have my notes up there. I mean, I need to do it in a way where I don't have to worry about the time. That's the only thing that makes you nervous, is when you gotta, for me, is like, well, I need to do an hour. And because it's like, if I run the risk of, like, I could go up and do it and see what I do, but it's like, I don't know if that's going to be 35 minutes. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, well, now.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I have 25 minutes left.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah.
I might have told this story before, but in college, when I would do broadcast journalism, and the very first time I ever did sports live on the air on my college station, right when it's time for me to start, teleprompter goes out. And it was my first time. I was too nervous to even know what to do. And I just faked it the whole way through. I just went off memory and made up some stuff and faked it the whole way
really?
Through.
About games?
Yeah.
You remember the scores of the games, like, from that day?
Like, do I remember it now?
No, but like then.
Yeah, I mean, or
you're like, Vandy beat Kentucky 24-15
ish.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm pretty sure this is how it turned out. Yeah. Last I looked.
If I can remember correctly.
I like that. That feels very in the moment, and you're like, I'm handling this.
I don't think I've ever
scared.
I don't think I've ever had a teleprompter situation that worked out. I could name, like, I'm just trying to think, I could name like 3 or 4 times where the teleprompter just went out, and it's like, and it's like, just go with it. Just go with what? There's nothing to go with.
It's the relying on it. That's the hard part, because you're like, you shouldn't. you shouldn't rely on it. I mean, a teleprompter is different when you're reading every single thing from it. Like bullet points are essentially you're just referencing.
Mm-hmm.
But like a teleprompter, like if you do an award show, and they have the teleprompter, but it's hard because you want to go, I don't have time to go write a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I did for the Parrot for the Golden Globes, I wrote that. And I think I had that in the teleprompter, but I wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did put it in the teleprompter just because it was like, I'm not going to get to practice it. I'm not going to get to go say it somewhere else. I'll just write it how I'll say it. And then I can just go off.
So at least you wrote it already.
You have that. I mean, because you do have that fear of like, if you blank,
Yeah.
where you're just, and then you're like, I'll be able to get, if I blank, I can get out of the joke.
Yeah.
But I'll be disappointed that I didn't do the things I wanted to do.
For sure.
So I typed all mine in for that. But and then all the other the actors and stuff, I mean, they're not writing it,
Mm-hmm.
They're
just getting up there.
They get all, For SNL, I just have bullet points, just what the set that I want.
They do cue cards there too, though, right?
Yeah. You could have it written out. I don't have it.
But cue cards for the sketches.
For the sketches, you're reading the
Yeah.
lines for the sketches. But from the stand-up, there's just one card that
Has
I just put my bullet points. It's like DoorDash,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
So-
Because if you were reading it too, it's different. Like your
different.
delivery is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, he's reading that. Yeah.
I read it for the Christmas special. That one I typed out and read.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, I was kind of, it is a little freeing to have it to be like, all right, because you're writing it. It's, it's something that I'm creating.
Yeah.
But you're like, again, it's a situation that you see that with TV. Someone who's been on TV the most of anybody is you're like, you got to come up with all this stuff, but y'all would never have any plans.
No. Well, the presentation stuff we did.
Yeah.
So when we had them, but that was, you're basically explaining your stuff out of it. The only times we had like, there were a couple like punishments where we wrote the speech for each other.
Yeah.
And you wanted to deliver it real.
Yeah.
Because once the room, realizes something's up, it's over. So we would be reading. We had a couple where they were prompter, and we would like try our best to stick to. We did one with Murr got punished, and it was at the like Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey, and he was like announcing this like new key for the city or whatever to somebody, and he had to like go on script, but then we had like a bunch of cards that were written out and he didn't know what those said, and we said card, and you'd have to flip it and put it in there but then sell it that it was part of it. And that was like one of my most fun, and Murray was really good at that, but he sold it so well because he was on script and we wrote a real thing, so it was really really good that
I like
way.
that.
So
that's fun.
just a touch of the weird, and you just got the right amount of, did he just say
Yeah.
that? So but if you didn't sell what you're reading, but for the most part we were just going with what we had.
Yeah, that's exhausting. It's exhausting to come up with. That's the hard part with creative, I think, is the little stuff that doesn't matter. That's the exhausting part. Like after this, we'll be here with Baba, something like you're just, because your brain's not there.
Yeah.
And your, bigger picture stuff is fun.
Yeah.
But then the little stuff is just like, ugh.
The worst for the promos. We had to do promo days.
Oh, yeah.
It's exhausting just to like all this, because
Yes,
then everybody's coming up to you with their ideas, and they're like, but then eventually they would just be like, so you guys you'll just talk about this and do it like in a funny way. And it was like one bullet point. It was like, this is supposed to be a 30-minute 30-second commercial. Like, what are you talking about? So
that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. The exact is a promo thing.
Yeah, promo.
Where you want to go. I've had to do a lot of promo stuff, and then it's when you go do it, you're like, just write what you want me to say, because they do. They go, no, you just come up with it. You're like, man, how mentally tough it is to come up with the thing that I'm promoting, like the actual show, to then just I think
it just comes out all the time.
It's just on.
Everything. Your
Just
mouth
talk.
opens and comedy
Talk, you're
comes
funny.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
that's
the
a whole
time.
that's a whole nother art form in itself. Advertising is a whole.
I think that it's the time. You have 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So we did a Mountain Dew commercial once for them, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here, but we did it.
I doubt it.
We did.
No, we had Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew was a sponsor.
So we did it. We did a soda commercial.
Yeah.
And
No, you can say it.
okay, so we did
Mellow
Okay,
Yellow.
right.
It did
The commercial.
You can say
Who do you-
Mellow Yellow.
Who do you want? I did
You
Mellow
go.
Yellow. Okay.
Who do you-
I
did
like
Mellow
that
Yellow
it's,
commercial.
each time it's more
It's
vague.
worse.
It
Dr.
was
Pips.
sort of an
Dr.
advertisement.
Pips, Big Red.
Yes, I'll run. I'll just run here and just put in what you need. We did a Coca-Cola commercial.
Yeah.
We did a Sprite commercial.
Yeah.
So we did this commercial, and literally, like it was supposed to be 30 seconds, and it literally said, I remember it because we were laughing. It said, Sal says something funny. Joe makes a face. Like that was like that, like that was the whole thing. And it was like, so Joe strikes a funny pose. Like that's what it said. And I was like, oh, this is, you get paid to, they were paying like money to make this. And it was like, oh, just go, So it was weird that they were paying the advertising company to tell me to use my body funny. It was like that. You didn't do anything, it's weird.
With commercial, mine's thing, because we teased it, right? It's announced. Isn't my commercial announced, or it's already out? Yeah, teased.
Yeah.
But I can say, so I have a Super Bowl commercial with DoorDash. I think it just came out. The tease came out today. But it is when them doing it, you're talking to the director with a commercial and all this stuff, because you got to get all the stuff that they want said in there. But then it's like they do want it a little more fun. And so I had Joey McCullough. He really was with them with writing it. Yeah. Because it was, you get you can have little jokes in and little stuff like that. But I mean, you just have 30 seconds. And it's the most stuff that they want in there. Mm-hmm. And then you got to make it like fun too. So it's a unique, it is an art form.
100%.
It's not an easy, in theory, they think, just go do whatever you want to go do. And you're like, yo, man, you got to give me, right? Because if I do that, it's not going to be what you want.
I have so much respect for commercial directors because they literally have a ticking clock. It's a shot clock. Yeah. And they have to like make this thing and check all these boxes.
And you think 1 second, well, it's just one little extra second. You go, well, that matters
100%.
That matters the most.
30% of the commercial.
Yeah. That's a big part of the commercial.
That's crazy.
It was, I was excited. I haven't done a commercial. I've been asked, but I haven't. But this one was like DoorDash saw my SNL talk about DoorDash and being the Super Bowl. It was like a very fun. Yeah. It was like, all right, this is like a cool kind of organic way that it happened.
Yeah.
So
that's a really cool Super Bowl commercial. Really?
Yeah, it's super fun, man. We did it in one day, 12 hours. Mm-hmm. And it got moved around a lot because of the fires. We were supposed to shoot it one day, then they got moved, the fires and blah, blah, because it was all in California. Mm-hmm. But it came out great and super fun. And the teaser just got put out. And I think people would have seen the commercial before the Super Bowl. I wish they wouldn't do that. I know, but it's like, that's the way it's. Yeah. That's the way it is now.
I know. You used to watch the Super Bowl for the commercial, right? That was a huge part of it. Like I remember you wouldn't leave the TV the whole time. And now it's like you go see top 10. I remember the first time I saw top 10 Super Bowl commercials, like the game before, the 2 days before. And I was like, what? Spoiler alert, right? Like it's the worst. Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
I guess they just figure, I don't know. People are gonna, because you're seeing a lot of teasers right now, right? So you're seeing Matthew McConaughey's got a Uber Eats teaser. Like you're seeing Shane and Post
kind of competing with you, right? Uber Eats, DoorDash.
I'm the DoorDash guy.
Yeah,
Uber Eats. We go DoorDash.
Yeah,
and I use DoorDash, which is helped because I naturally. I don't think you think Matthew McConaughey's using Uber Eats.
No. You're a guy that uses.
But the boy right here. Is using DoorDash.
Try to stop me from using DoorDash.
That's true.
Yeah. We're selling. Yeah, we're talking about the much money you can save using Dash Pass is the commercial. I already got Dash Pass. I already had it.
You're speaking from a place of truth.
Yeah.
Just give it a testimony.
That's the difference between me and Matthew McConaughey Uber Eats. Go stand next to him, see
Matthew
if he knows.
Matthew McConaughey is like, what is this?
Yeah, I ordered 2 blizzards last night for myself on DoorDash. Which I'm starting today where we're getting to the diet because it's about diet. So It was over. So last night
it was over.
It's over now.
Yeah.
But last night I got it in.
Nice.
Thanks
to DoorDash.
2 blizzards for yourself?
I get 1 small and 1 medium. An M&M medium one.
You don't want to commit to a large. You can't pick one. I love it.
You can't. Maybe I want 2.
Devil.
I like to give myself Oreo.
Oreo's the way to go.
Yeah.
I would go large Oreo.
Yeah.
Forget the M&M.
hard
That's
to
what
beat.
I would.
Well, M&M's my favorite.
M&M's my favorite.
M&M's the only one that really put up a fight when it came to Oreo, for the mixture in a drink. Like, when you shake or
I
whatever.
guess I've
once-
never had an M&M.
It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Sonic Blast.
Yeah, Sonic Blast or any of that stuff. You go home on the way home now tonight.
Yeah,
You
Treat
get
yourself.
one, and it's the best.
Dusty just had a donut.
half a donut.
I brought donuts.
Oh, you
So I
did?
apologize. Yeah, but I don't like to
Oh.
come empty-handed, so I brought
Yeah.
I brought some donuts for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I like
I had
that.
a half.
Yeah, that's good. What kind of?
Because I'm
donuts
doing
were they?
my 75 week. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Cover it all.
Yours is the opposite.
I'm complete.
75 easy.
Easy, yeah.
All right, let's start with some of you guys' comments. Becky Brandt, as a fellow Idahoan, what is it? Idahoan, as a fellow Idahoan, I can verify that everything Ryan said about Idaho is accurate. It was 25 degrees the other day, and I was pretty excited about how warm it was. They said Idaho gets down to minus 20.
Well, I think he said minus 40.
Minus 40.
Yeah.
Minus 40?
40.
Yeah, extreme.
Frozen potatoes all up in there.
I
That's a lot.
That's a
Minus
lot.
40, yeah.
People get so upset if they live in a cold state when we talk about how that's extreme.
Oh, yeah.
Like people are like, you think that's cold?
Yeah.
It was
Minus
minus
40.
57.
Minus 40 is very cold.
You
No
can't
matter
really
what.
come against that, though, right? Minus 40. That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's a lot of minuses.
But every
Yeah.
time we mention it, someone's like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
think that's 100 minus 485 in outer space? You think that's cold?
Yeah.
Come up,
Minus Kelvin here.
come up
What are
in
you
North
talking about?
Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a cold wind hitting you in the face. Like
Mhm.
walking into the wind. Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
A cold wind, not
Yeah.
like a breeze. Like
Yeah.
a
When I lived in
cold-
Chicago, it was tough.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like you just walk to the bus, and then, it just gets, because wind just gets
Yep.
gets in there.
everywhere. And you're
It
just
does.
like, oh,
Yeah, you got to layer up. You got to tuck in.
You can't
things.
protect your face
I
very well,
know,
though. No matter you
I
got the
know.
ears and everything, but this is out
I think
there.
that's what the scarf is, right? To keep it from going
there,
down.
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you're right. You wear glasses.
Yeah.
So this is in trouble.
It's in big trouble.
I've had-
and I got a big situation.
Yeah.
going on here,
I've had
so-
my mustache freeze, and I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like icicles on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, why is it wet?
But that's the
It's
worst.
not
of-
sickles.
But it wasn't snot. It was just
moisture.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the worst part about the
What
cities.
snot
though.
is.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
you got it
snot's
there.
got some other stuff going on. in
Mucusy.
there.
But like the worst part about like the cities, like Chicago, New York City, you can be walking down the street and you're fine. Then you turn the corner.
Oh,
and
yeah.
boom, you get hit on the
Yeah.
avenue. You blow away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York is a lot of that where you're like, it's not that bad. And you turn. It
Yeah.
could be a nice day, even.
Yeah.
Where you could be, it feels like there could be 30-degree difference
Yeah.
of just sun.
Because the sun's hitting the
yeah,
sidewalk
right
and
side,
then
you're like, what a day.
ghostly.
And
It's
then-
I Am Legend all
yeah,
the time.
yeah. Nicholas Wincoop. Wincoop. You think that's a real last name?
No, it's alias. Yeah,
Alias.
It's probably on the run.
Oh, yeah. Idahoans are always like Nate's Nashville skit saying, tell your friend Idaho stinks. You don't want to live here. So we can try to slow down the crazy growth and keep it all to ourselves. But seriously, Idaho is really terrible. Too many bears. You don't want to move here.
It's all already ruined. The corporations have found everything. They're going to
Yeah.
move in. They're going to buy up land. They're building rental houses. They're building corporate restaurants to look like mom and pops. They're coming.
Yeah.
They're going to ruin it. They're going to shut your small business down. They're going to ruin it all. I don't want to depress you.
Feeling a lot of optimism coming out of
Yeah.
the dusty corner.
We're having a good time.
The big money corporations know about it all now,
Yeah.
and it's only a matter of time before
Yeah.
they ruin everything for us.
Yeah.
There's going to be nothing that's got any just personality.
Now,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
going to be manufactured soul, I'm
Mhm.
just saying it's coming.
Okay.
I just want Nicholas Wincoop to know that this is
When he rests his head on his
Yeah.
pillow, Mr. Wincoop, I want you to know.
It's over. It's over.
like I feel this guy's pain,
Yeah.
I feel like, I moved to Nashville kind of when it was starting to happen, but I feel like I've seen it happen pretty hard to Nashville.
Yeah.
Charleston, it happened pretty
Oh,
hard.
for sure, yeah.
Opelika's still pretty safe.
Yeah.
Opelika, we still got a small town vibe going. Opelika, Alabama.
What was that? All right, you okay?
Yeah.
God bless you.
Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Everything's fine.
Matt Nelson, while living in Rigby, Idaho, not far from Ryan Hamilton's town of Ashton, Philo Farnsworth invented the television. Rigby, Idaho now calls itself the birthplace of television. guy like that. You know why? Because I mean, he was just. What does he have to do? That's how bored he was.
He's so cold.
I
He's cold.
I gotta do something.
He goes, "Oh, I cannot read anymore,"
I need to watch something.
and so he invented the television.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's pretty crazy.
Did you ever see that video about the first time it switched to color? It was making its rounds on like TikTok
Yeah.
and stuff. It was so cool. Like they said, and now we're gonna for the first time do. I forgot what year it was. But it was a long time ago. And then the guy turns to a different camera and he's in color. It was like
Yeah.
so weird. I was like, I
Wow,
can't even
that's so
imagine to see
crazy.
that. It's the last time that was in black and white. It was cool.
That again, that's how new television is. That was not like our parents were.
Yeah.
I mean, you were probably born, Joe.
Probably close to it.
No, I'm older than Joe.
What year?
Are you? No, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, all
I
right.
think so.
Yeah, late
But you can-
40s.
You can still pick on me. No,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
early 50s.
Oh, you're early 50s?
Yeah.
I'm late 40s.
All right.
I look like early 60s.
Joe's vibe is that he remembers the day it turned to color.
Let me tell you something, kids, okay? And corporate America is going to move in there and get off my lawn.
Well, it's coming.
But I think
coming.
it was like HD TV. You had to have the TV to be able to experience it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like your TV at home all of a sudden, unless you owned a TV that could do color.
Do it, yeah.
So I don't know.
I remember we started in season 1, we were filming in standard definition. And then season 2, we went to high definition and we saw what we looked like in high
yeah.
definition. And I was like, whoa, we need to do something. I
Yeah.
got to brush my hair or something. What's going
Yeah.
on? Like we saw ourselves and you could see like our outfits versus then when we started to try in season 2 because we
Oh,
went
yeah.
to high
Yeah.
definition.
High def changed some stuff.
Definitely,
For
Yeah.
for sure. For
Yeah.
Well, I bet plastic surgery went up with people on TV
Yeah.
because it was weirdly enough, it's like you could hide.
sure. Get away. Yeah.
I almost think it's like too much though. Like now that I'm watching it where you could be, because I think people do make movies still now where you're like, this movie doesn't need to be
Yeah.
the most,
Yeah.
you need,
15K.
yeah, a Marvel movie or if you're going to that one movie, with James
Yeah.
Cameron, whatever that
Avatar?
Avatar,
Mhm.
you're like, that
Yeah.
can be fine. But like a comedy, it's, I don't want to see,
I watch a lot of 70s movies, and it's like I think that's the golden age
Yeah.
of movies. It's a great it looks
Content
good.
or look.
Look,
Yeah.
content and
Yeah,
look
look.
too. It's like
Yeah.
it just looks good. It
it's
doesn't-
easier to watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching some of the golf yesterday, the AT&T Roy McIlroy one. But it was like, they have the shots of him, and it looks like that filter that's like the portfolio or something or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
like
portrait.
portrait mode.
Yep.
It looks like that,
Yeah.
and you're like, I mean, it's like seeing someone's face that's lit perfectly.
Yep.
And all this stuff, and you see every inch of their skin,
Crevice and everything. Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything.
And then they zoom out and they're 400 yards from the guy. It's like,
Yeah.
how are you even
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
it? Using the Hubble
yeah.
telescope?
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's kind of a weird,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't.
I bet you're right about plastic surgery because people, like you say, they see themselves and now they're like, whoa, I got to get this done, this
Right.
done. If
I
I'm
think
gonna
news anchors probably for
Yeah.
big because
Oh,
every
yeah.
day they just see themselves, doing it. I think
That's the thing with television. Like when you guys were on, you're on every day,
Yeah.
all day. You're on right now.
yeah, I'm still on them. I haven't been on
Yeah.
them in 4 years,
I
3
know.
years. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's funny because you did it over, like I was 34, I think I was,
yeah.
or 36 or whatever I was. And then, for like 9 years, you just watch everything happen yourself. I'm just like, you go and listen.
I always bring up when when y'all came down to the Nashville
Comedy Festival, yeah.
Festival, and we all hung out and like because you guys were our kind of first like crazy fame friend where we got to see like someone get like where it's like, oh dude, you can't like go out somewhere. You had like Amy Schumer, you had people get famous, but it was like you guys we were all friends. Like it was so being around you guys were our first like we're like, whoa, dude. Like y'all couldn't go there. And when we walked around like Nashville, it was like, I mean, it might as well Tom Cruise could be walking around. It's a zoo.
Yeah.
And remember that guy called? Remember
We're up on the rooftop.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had a guy, I thought I was texting you or something, but I texted someone. No, it was for the UFC fighter.
Yep.
We were going.
Yep.
And I was texting someone and I texted the wrong number. And then the guy was like, is this the comedian Nate Bargatze? And then so Joe's there and he loves it. And Joe's like,
my favorite thing in the
let's
world."
FaceTime him. So then he FaceTimes. And so the guy's like, it's me. And then it's like Joe, who's not expecting it to be. And then Joe was like, all right, delete this number, never call it again. And he hung up.
He never called you again.
He never
was man
called
of
me
his
again.
word. Yeah,
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He was a good
I
dude.
think he said, can I take a screenshot of this? I
Yeah.
said, if you do me a favor. I said, you be a man of your word here and you're going to delete this number and never bother me again. He said, okay. And he took a
Took a
screenshot.
screenshot.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And he's out of your life.
That's
He's
awesome.
at yeah, he got it. It was great.
Yeah.
I am always in a complicated relationship with coffee. I do love it, but it makes me get jittery, and I don't want to have that caffeine addiction. I'm just really sensitive to caffeine. But I want coffee so bad. I struggle with the groggy mornings. That's why I love Mud Water. I can get my coffee without any of the negatives. If you want to ditch the endless cups of coffee for something better, this is it. It's got a blend of cacao, I never know if I'm saying that right, chai, turmeric, and adaptogenic mushrooms. That's some good mushrooms. To actually help you feel more focused, not wired. It's smooth, it's steady, and honestly, it makes you feel better. And it's easy. I mean, we're all busy, right? 2 minutes, mix it with some hot water or milk, and you're good to go. No hassle, no over-caffeinated craziness, just pure focus. Try it today and save big. Our listeners get up to 43% off your entire order, free shipping, and a free rechargeable frother. Head to mudwtr.com and use the code Nateland at checkout. And now Mudwater is available at Target and Sprouts locations across the U.S. So it's never been easier to grab a cup of this winter-friendly pick-me-up. Does your 3 to 5 p.m. cup of coffee make you stay awake at night contemplating life choices and the meaning of existence? Yeah, well, let's not do that again. Switching to Mudwater can help you say goodbye to sleepless nights. It's got all the energy without the late-night existential crisis. Ready to make the switch to cleaner energy? Head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and free rechargeable frother when you use code Nateland. That's right, up to 43% off with code Nateland at mudwtr.com. After your purchase, they'll ask how you found them. Please show your support and let them know we sent you. Keep your energy natural and refreshing all year long with Mudwater, because life's too short for anything less than clean, delicious energy.
Andrew Furphy.
That's not real.
Yeah. These are all Idaho people. Idaho people, their last names are different.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, you can't have an F and a PH in one name.
Our topic last week, by the way, was Idaho. We're just
Oh,
not
God.
really.
I'm like, these guys really like Idaho.
Yeah. This only airs in Idaho. Do you regret coming on
It's
now?
the opposite of
Yeah.
Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
We're only on in Idaho.
We're only on in Idaho. You trying to move some tickets in Idaho, bud? We got
I
you.
just played there. I missed out.
Oh, you missed out. You should have came here. We're full Idaho.
Could you guys
here.
air this in November?
Yeah. We had Ryan Hamilton on, and they were like the biggest star we've ever had in our life.
Yeah.
There you go. That's our top dog. Andrew Furphy. As an Idahoan, I knew there was something I was going to be upset with. I did not expect that it would be missing one of the most interesting stories of skydiving beavers.
So I looked this up. Apparently, beavers were doing some serious damage. So they relocated 76 of them by putting them in a plane and parachuting them down to a different part of Idaho. 75 out of 76 survived.
Really?
One got out of its cage in the air and fell to its death. But
Wait, I'm sorry. They thought the best way to relocate beavers was to strap them to a parachute, fly. They wanted to just drive them. That seems very extreme.
Yeah.
it's
And how did they get out of the box?
I could not find that.
I think that area is too hard to travel through,
Yeah.
is what Ryan was talking about.
Oh.
And we talked about beavers.
Yeah.
I don't know how we missed skydiving beavers, but
Yeah.
It says 1948, so maybe they didn't have the technology,
Yeah.
but they had the technology to do a time-released airdrop.
Yeah.
It seems like very easier to be like, get in a Jeep and just drive.
I mean, that's like you're asking planes, which have not been around that long.
Yeah.
to be like, hey, we all take some beavers up, and you're like, yo, we just got these new planes.
They're asking the Wright brothers.
He's like, we just invented planes. I don't know if we want to
waste it on beavers.
He's like, but why don't you do the beaver thing? It doesn't. If the plane goes down, it doesn't matter.
Anything.
Yeah, it's like it's best case scenario. These beavers are located somewhere else.
In my mind, I'm picturing like when they do those crop dusting planes, they're just dropping beavers the same way. All these beavers.
I could see this being. This is exactly what you think. Like the second you build a plane, you're already just you're within 2 months. Someone's like, "Will you drop my beavers out of it?" And you're like, "God, dude, I can't." This is why you can't have anything nice. Right. Can't have anything nice.
It's like having a truck with people moving.
Yeah,
right?
You can't have anything nice because they hear, hey, they have airplanes.
Yeah.
Well, you take beavers up, and I imagine they were not thrilled.
No, for the look at the face of that beaver, it feels like he's like, hey, where's my log?
Yeah.
Where am I? Yeah. That's
You're
crazy.
in a whole different spot now.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's
one coming down.
That's in like.
But so then they got there to let them out of the box.
Yeah, that guy's.
Why would they not just drive?
Maybe
I think that guy he might have parachuted out with them, and they just leave. They're like, Tom, good luck getting out. You're just gonna go down with these beavers.
But for them to know that 75 survived, and one did
I
it,
checked them out.
that means they had to let them out of the box. So it would be like, well, why didn't y'all just drive?
Yeah.
Why did you make it that difficult to be like, you got to catch a beaver?
But I bet these guys parachuted down with them. And I bet Dusty's right. I bet the terrain was too.
But then how do they get back out?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, they're gone.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah, maybe this was just tourism. They were like, let's get some skydiving beetles out here. Beavers.
Let's no. There's no bad ideas, guys. What should we do to get people to Idaho? I got something. Go ahead, Tim. Skydiving. Hear me out. The beaver drop.
I love there's no bad ideas.
Yeah.
All right, what if we skydive them? They go, exactly, perfect.
It's great.
I wonder if the box opened when it hit the ground.
It feels like it's not. It's just a wooden box. I was thinking that like it was like maybe like a technology thing, like a time release crate or something. But it looks just a straight. It looks like a Foot Locker from Davy Jones's like thing, like a pirate box.
Yeah,
it's weird.
You ever think the one that got out as he was falling goes, I see what they're doing.
Oh, that's my bad.
He's like,
that's on me.
Yeah, that's on me. He goes,
they just see him passing to them as they go down.
Guys, stay in.
Everybody stay in.
I heard this.
Don't get out.
The same thing. They put squirrels in t-shirt cannons, and they were just shooting them. Let's get them out of there. It's a squirrel problem.
That's not, that's not a bad idea.
That's not bad.
Flying.
This says transporting beavers on land was arduous, prolonged, expensive, and resulted in high mortality.
Wow.
I guess it took so long to get them there that they were dying.
Oh, on the beaver.
Yeah.
Oh. What's arduous mean?
I don't know.
Tough,
hard,
I think.
Hard,
yeah.
Why would
I
you use
can't
that
believe
word
it.
to describe a beaver?
If you call it on the beaver drop.
Yeah, if it's a beaver drop, why don't you go, it's hard? Because everybody that's moving a beaver doesn't use the word arduous.
But I think people are like, how hard? Arduous.
It's arduous.
But I feel like there you could say very hard.
Yeah.
We get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need all the words. We're moving beavers here, bud. How about you?
Yeah.
Let's talk. We're not in class.
And maybe that's part of it too. You're like, you got to church up your language a little bit because you're like, we're just moving beavers out here. We got to seem smart.
You don't want to say what you're actually doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, they put them on horse or mule and send them over a mountain, but beavers would overheat in the sun and become stressed to the point of not eating.
So I guess they probably couldn't get a vehicle through the terrain, so they had to go over horseback or donkey back.
Out of the sky did not stress them. Yeah.
Talk to the number 76.
Yeah.
Well, I missed in the beginning, but why did they need to do this?
They were doing damage.
So they were like, let's get these beavers out of here. We don't really care what happens.
Complaints about property damage from residents. So they relocated them to another part of Idaho.
That seems like a you problem, though. If a beaver is coming in my backyard and biting my deck, right? I'm not going to the office of the the Chamber of Commerce and being like, guys, you got to do something with this beaver.
Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah.
He goes, what do we parachute them?
Seems cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, back then, too, you're like, why would you not just kill the beaver?
Yeah.
I would think they would.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, you got to be like, there's got to be a ton. Well, no one's counting beavers back then.
They got
now
those 76
we're
now.
very aware of
Yeah.
there's only
They're all
one
tagged,
left.
right.
Everybody knows every beaver.
They got geo.
But back then,
Yep.
they don't care. Like they don't.
That's a great point because how is 76 the right number?
Yeah, 1948. They care about.
76 is a weird number.
Weird number
too.
of beavers. Like we have to get rid of 76 beavers. Like why is the number 76?
They're
Okay,
like
it says-
75 survived, and they're like, "How many were there?" And you're like, 76.
Six? Yeah,
They're like, yeah, 76 sounds right.
75
they-
would be 2 on the nose.
Yeah,
So let's say we lost 1.
yeah. Let's say we watched. Yeah, that is funny. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
There was 500.
They rewrote the history of it. Yeah, they're
There's
like,
2,000 beavers. We just launched out of a
Yeah.
plane.
Obviously, they tried tracking some on mules.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
This says beavers were considered crucial to the health of Idaho's wetlands. So, they wanted to not just kill them.
they wanted to move them.
The program was massively successful. Estimated cost for relocating a beaver was $8.
Wow.
And
But
estimated-
that's 1946 money.
yeah,
Yeah.
equivalent to $180 today. And the estimated value of a beaver's work over a lifespan was $300.
I mean, you're looking at a $120
Wow.
swing. That doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah.
So-
But it's 6,600 in today's money.
Today's money.
Which how is the 300 jumped that much, but the $8?
That math seems a little
Yeah.
off to me.
Yeah, it's a good-
300 is equivalent to $6,600 in
Yeah.
today's money. But what does that even, it sounds like now that money, you're like, oh, wow, well, then it is worth it. But it's not. If $6,600 means it was $300, how are you putting the price on a beaver?
Beaver, yeah.
Yeah.
The work of a beaver, like, is that their hourly wage? Like, what is
Yeah.
that?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's funny, $8. So how much is it going to cost to do it? $8. I could buy the box and the parachute.
You know, in the beginning of this, I wasn't really in Furphy's corner, but he's brought us down a really nice beaver hole here that we're talking,
Yeah.
talking it through. I mean,
It
I've
makes
learned
sense.
something here. Yeah.
We should do this more, apparently.
Yeah.
and for a name, Furphy, really concerned about beavers and beaver pelts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Furphy.
Furf.
Yeah. I would think the Furphy family, we might find out, is the family that came up with this idea.
Yeah.
He's humble bragging.
He's humble bragging. He goes, "You guys are so crazy. How did you mention the one thing that my family came out and did?"
We were moving $180 of Furf down there.
Jason Staub, I was wishing that you would have gotten to the Greater Idaho movement so that Ryan Hamilton could have weighed in. This is a movement started by residents in Eastern Oregon in which they are trying to get annexed to Idaho. It actually has real momentum, with 13 Oregon counties having passed resolutions to look into it, and Idaho's state government passed a measure that would allow them to enter talks with the state of Oregon on the subject. So does Oregon want to zone of death?
That's next.
Oh, so
Sorry.
yeah, good night. It's like that's what they're calling it. That's what they're trying to move. He goes, "Hey, will you take our zone of death?" And you go, "Well, I don't know."
Could you give it a
doesn't
flashier name?
Yeah, he goes, "It doesn't sound like it's a good deal." No, it's a good deal. It's the zone of death. It's a pretty cool place.
No beavers.
He goes, "Don't." The name's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. The name's
Yeah.
not good.
We admit
it's a
that.
bad name.
But hear me out.
But hear me out.
It's a zone.
It's
It's
a
a
zone.
good, it's a good zone.
It's a good zone.
Bad name.
Yeah, there's no bad ideas.
Right?
Right.
No bad zones.
Yeah, I guess he would be like, yeah, what are they? I would imagine Ryan's answer would be, I can tell you, his answer would be, I don't care, whatever
Yeah.
they want to do.
Yeah.
That's what his answer would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they go, I mean, if they want to go, I guess Oregon's got to put up a fight. Do they want to give up? I'd imagine if you're like governor of Oregon, do you want to go? That's when we lost those counties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
it's
know.
probably not a good look.
It's probably not a good look.
Yeah.
So these 13 counties in Oregon they're the zone of death. No.
no.
That's
We
the next-
okay.
that's the next one.
Okay.
Zone of death is
okay.
its own thing.
Okay. So these 13, they just like, we want to be part of Idaho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of
And Idaho's like into it.
Sounds like it.
sounds like I mean,
They're dancing with the idea.
yeah. Why would you not? If
Get
you're
more
a
people.
state, you get more people.
Tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, and then you took away from
Yeah.
Oregon.
Without force.
Oregon.
Without force. This is a peaceful
I'm guessing
transition.
Yeah.
Nicholas Wincoop is not a big fan of this idea.
I
There's
did.
more room. Move around.
Yeah, that's for sure. I can speak from a little bit of little bit of experience here. I was, as we spoke earlier, I'm from Staten Island, and when I was like in 8th grade, or maybe 7th or 8th grade, they were doing a thing to secede from New York City because it's one of the boroughs, and they were like, "We're paying all these taxes, blah blah blah. We shouldn't." And it was like the hottest movement for like until it went to vote. Like everybody's like, we're gonna do it. Then when everyone's like, no, we're gonna stay put in New York City. And I remember like everybody, there was all the talks, but I was young. Like you don't, in 8th grade, 7th grade, you don't really pay attention to that stuff. And I remember it was like a big thing where like my parents were like fighting with people about stuff. And I was like we need to be part of New York City. So I say, stay where you belong. Stay where you started. You don't want to ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's turncoat mentality.
Is it, because they would be like, you want the benefits from New York City because then you're like, all right, well, cleaning the streets is now on you.
You and all that stuff. Yeah. It wanted to become its own city, which is, and it wasn't like, it's not big enough, but there's a lot of stuff behind it. But I think that's a big thing because like you're used to so much stuff that you don't even realize it trickled down, right? Like, besides like, property tax or whatever it is, but then it's like the city, the state funding and all that money, you're going to a totally different pot. There's gonna be big ramifications to that stuff. So you gotta be careful. And maybe it is a zone of death situation.
Yeah, I support it. I say just form your own state.
Yeah.
Why join Idaho?
Exactly. Why not make your own thing?
13 county state. Mm-hmm. Let's crowd the flag up. I want a lot of
now
stars.
Now you're getting a little more attention.
Yeah.
Then you're, I think if you go from the 1 to 1, they might be like, it's not that big of a deal. But if you go,
redraw the line.
I'm trying to start my own state. Yeah. Then it's a whole thing. Reagan Cordes. I was so hoping that you were going to discuss the zone of death, especially since Ryan lives so close to it. The zone of death is an area in the country with a theoretical loophole that would allow someone to get away with murder.
So I looked this up. It's a little hard to understand, but basically there's a part of Idaho that's so, I guess, remote that if you were to commit a murder per se, the Constitution says you get a jury of peers to do your trial. There's no one who lives there, so they couldn't form a jury, so therefore you couldn't be prosecuted. That's the simple version.
Tough to get somebody to go out there with you, though, huh? I know we've had some problems, but take a trip with me.
Where are we going? Again, the name sounds worse than it is. Don't read into it too much. Yeah. The zone of death.
I want to bring us back together. Let's put a death to this animosity.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it the zone of death. I'm just spitballing here. Yeah, I'm going to call
Has it ever happened?
No.
Yeah. I sound disappointed.
Do you want me to drive? No, I'll drive. I'll drive.
Yeah. Let's take my car.
Let's take my car. Yeah, I got you, buddy. I don't want you to have to waste your gas.
Basically, a guy just was researching, figured this out, and I think wrote a book about it, and so it's got some attention, but it's never happened.
I have a feeling they would figure a way to put you in jail.
Yeah,
maybe a federal. Go ahead and bring federal.
That's a pretty big loophole, though. That's the biggest of loopholes, right? Like you could kill somebody and be all right. Yeah, that seems like really weird.
Yeah.
How does the guy that discovers that's not right, though, right? Like, what's he thinking? Like, he really doesn't like somebody. He's like, where am I going to pull this off?
He's just his wife's behind him. And he's like,
hey, ever been to Wyoming?
Yeah.
It was discovered by a Michigan State law professor.
Oh, okay. So it's part of his business. Okay, that'll give him, but it seems very shady.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
If you found yourself there with someone, it would be tempting, right? You're like, oh, yeah.
I mean, people probably go hiking there
sure.
in the zone of death and go, we're in the zone of death.
So be cool.
Watch yourself.
Yeah.
Check yourself, Tim.
Ryan is new. Yeah. Everybody's on their best behavior in the zone of death.
Yeah. You'll never get away with this. Well, let me show you this Wikipedia page.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do if you... I wonder if it would be just, I don't know. It depends on how, obvious probably would be the murder. What kind of murder was it?
Yeah.
Is it someone where people can get behind it? Mm-hmm. Like a self-defense murder?
That's not the right way to frame that. Get behind this murder.
If it's like a self-defense murder, though.
People are pro that, yeah.
People pro that.
Yeah, that's sure.
And then you're, then they go.
But I think a self-defense murder, you could get out of.
Anywhere. You don't need to be in the zone of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it helps.
It doesn't hurt your case. It doesn't hurt your case. I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure.
Annie Halcomb. Nate asking why come about gravity has got to be my favorite moment of this podcast. Thanks for the laughs. We've had a little discussion on gravity the past couple episodes.
Got into Idaho and gravity.
Idaho and gravity.
Taking deep on stuff. You don't. What are you, pro or anti? What is?
Nah, we were just asking.
We're just asking
We're
questions.
just asking
about it.
questions because we're not bothering anybody.
Yeah.
We're just asking, is it real or not real?
Yeah.
You know, nothing. How does it seep in? How does it not seep in? You know, if you put something.
I want to know about
How's it stop?
like if you're in a metal ball
Mhm.
and
This
you
is the third straight week I've heard this.
if you're in a metal ball and you go and you sink in the ocean,
Mhm.
you would stay on the bottom of the metal ball. You don't float.
Mhm.
But that metal ball goes to space, you float. So how's stuff getting in there?
Great question.
Yeah.
A great question.
Yeah.
Gravity is about the magnetism to the earth. So
It's
it's a dusty
So
move there.
yeah. 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 Because-
Well, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm just asking questions here.
Yeah.
I don't claim to have all the
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I have no degree in this.
Yeah. I have no degree.
I have no
It's
skin in the
It's
game.
the perfect move.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Totally
I'm just-
disarming.
Whoa. Because I feel like you're suggesting something.
We're on the same page.
I'm
here.
just
I'm talking in hypotheticals.
hypothetically. I'm a fun guy that's just talking.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
Mhm.
You're saying the magnets. That's why two magnets you can't push them together.
What I'm saying,
That's not gravity. That's
Yeah.
magnets.
I don't know if that's the right word, but
Sorry.
Because Joe, whoa,
Oh, coming in hot. I
Joe,
apologize. I
whoa.
apologize.
I'm just asking questions,
Yeah.
Joe. Yes. I'm just asking questions, buddy. All right.
With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Tired of figuring out what's for dinner after night, especially on those busy weekdays? Get dinner done the easy way with HelloFresh. It's easy to find the time to eat well with 50 wholesome, hassle-free meals to choose from each week delivered to your door. HelloFresh's 15-minute meals are done in just 3 simple steps, so you can eat better this year without all the hassle. My wife loves HelloFresh. They really are just great meals, and it's all included. So it's so much easier to make. Shopping and preparing ingredients take a ton of time. And sometimes Hannah, my wife, and I get busy with kids and work and family. HelloFresh can be a lifesaver. We all know Nate's wife, Laura, loves it and uses it basically every meal she cooks. One of our producers, Abigail,
Hey. Hopping in here.
just had it for the first time.
We did. We loved it. We had the taco couscous, and then we did the black bean. It's so awesome. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to worry about 50 ingredients to try this complicated dinner recipe. It's so great for moms, working moms.
I mean, she
HelloFresh.
was raving
It was
about
awesome.
it,
It
and
was
still
awesome.
is.
It's so awesome.
Such an awesome meal,
Great.
but no stress of what
No
ingredients
stress.
to get.
Yeah.
You're not like, what do I got to put
I
in
mean, they
here?
put the salt and pepper in.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, get in on it. Get up to 10 free meals and a free high-protein item for life at HelloFresh.com/Nateland10FM. 1 item per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on the first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/Nateland10FM. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
That's right.
Steve Pointer, Dusty, that was us in the car on I-65.
All right. I knew I'd find him.
My 14-year-old Shiloh was in the back seat.
son, Shiloh.
What did I say?
You just skip the son.
My 14-year-old Shiloh.
It's like a title.
Oh, he's got a kid.
It's like a
Here.
Shylock.
It is his 14-year-old Shiloh. son Shiloh was in the back seat with the sign. I thought he was crazy when he said it was you, and then I remembered what you drive and saw the Tennessee tag.
All right.
Then I looked up where you were the night before at track, so we thought we'd take a shot with the sign. You made his day. That's awesome.
All right.
We found him and just drove next. They just drove up next to him and was like, "That's
on the
Dusty."
interstate.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Saying hey to Shiloh
That's
out
so
there.
great.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was fun.
Waving to Shiloh. That's so
Yeah.
fun. You get recognized. I mean, you have a very distinct look, so you got
Yeah, it's my first time, I think, getting not the first time actually, but getting recognized by a stranger on the interstate.
Yeah, while moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Do you get recognized like in
I
the car?
I can't even believe it how people put together it's me because I'm pretty normal looking. Like there's nothing, you know.
I don't know, Joe.
Hey guys.
I don't know, Joe. I guess.
I don't you know, but like I've had people, I'd be driving, same deal. Like I'm driving and people stop, but I'll have people I had one person get in an accident once. They were like trying to talk, like take a picture, a selfie with me, and they somebody was stopped, and we were driving, we just kept going, and they just like, and they hit somebody.
They put that on the show.
And I was like, oh, bye. I felt bad, you know. But people recognize me on them. I'm like, how do you even realize it? Sometimes it's not me. In the car is like the craziest one. Because who's looking? I don't find myself looking in a car to see who's driving. Right? I don't normally do that, you know.
But if they're just it's a perfect situation where the person is on their mind, just like they're watching. That's where you guys will, because you're on TV all the time. Yeah. So I'd imagine. I mean, you can't. Everywhere you go is like, you know. What do you think you do? You just ask. You just when you go, you just kind of like assume. All right, I assume everybody knows me, and then you operate with that.
Yeah, I operate with that.
Yeah,
you walk in, and if they don't know you, they don't know you. I don't operate with like, do you know who I am?
Yeah,
like, but
that's how I operate.
I like to. I mess with Steve Burns, a good friend of mine. And when we go on the road together and do our stuff, he just hates walking in a place with me because I'll walk in the front door and I'll be like, I'm here, and like 3 people be like, oh my God, Joe. But the other 2 people that don't recognize you are like, who is this guy? Who's here? That's my favorite part. So we've done it a couple times and no one's recognized me, but I just keep it up. And I'm like, huh? Which is really fun for me.
Yeah, that's very fun. Yeah.
But yeah, I think for the most part, it just becomes part of it. You know, it's only hard when I want my kids.
Yeah.
Because you're in dad mode, you know, and you kind of just like want to be doing that. So sometimes that gets a little weird. But for the most part, it's just is what it is.
I always thought you handled it very well.
Thank you.
You had control. You were someone to watch, to learn if someone was ever going to be in that situation, to watch you, because you handled it. You just were in control of it.
Yeah.
Where if you let it control you, then it's not good.
It becomes a thing. Yeah.
You become Sal. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, Sal.
You know what's funny is like we'll always be able to tell because we were on hidden camera so long. You always feel. You know, and I could always tell when someone is like videoing me. Yeah. I always can. Like they're never as smooth as they think they are or whatever. But so then we have some fun with that sometimes where I'll just like start like yelling and making like a scene or something. I'll flip a plate and be like, you don't even know. And then like they think they're getting a moment. And I'll turn around like, what's up? And they're like, oh, you got me. Like,
that's funny. That's funny. Kathy Feder Carpinello.
Wow.
Cannot wait to hear what Dusty has to say about Miss Carter winning Best Country Album at the Grammys. I'm ready for his rant. Bring it on, because I'm with you, Dusty.
I don't know. No rant. I don't care about the Grammys. I'm happy that Post Malone didn't win the Best Grammy for Country Album, but I didn't listen to the Beyonce album. I don't know. My problem with Post Malone all along was that everybody was taking pictures. Every country singer that I had ever liked in my life were like doing songs with Post Malone. That's what was driving me crazy. I don't see Beyonce as a country musician. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And she has like 34 Grammys now. She's the most Grammy awarded.
She's the Grammyest.
Yeah, she's the, So,
but this was her first one for an album.
Okay.
I think it's her only one for an album.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. Because I think that was part of like Jay-Z said something about that, about her a few Grammys ago or something. She's got the most Grammys, but she's never won an album.
Yeah, and there were no country musicians that I really care about that were up for a Grammy. So it doesn't make any difference to me.
Sorry, Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I do hate to disappoint you, but
I knew once Taylor Swift came out to give the award, I was like, Beyonce's going to win.
Yeah.
That's how it was. It was that obvious.
Yeah.
To be like, why are y'all bringing Taylor? Taylor Swift came out to present. Like, she doesn't even go to that stuff. She doesn't have to be there.
Well, the Grammy stuff, she's known to be an active participant in the audience. She's known for getting up, dancing, singing along with people. They always cut to her, like, to do that stuff.
But usually, she's winning everything. I mean,
she's either winning. I don't remember presenting.
Yeah,
she was.
She just came out to present.
No, she was nominated for Best Album.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, she was.
I watched the last 15 minutes of it, and
Yeah.
she didn't win anything. But it's hard at the Grammys because you have to act like you're happy for the fellow, and you have to dance to their song and sing along, and it's got to be exhausting just to lose. And
I've also almost made a full transition to only classical music now. That's what I'm into now, and it is changing my life.
Really?
Really?
It's so great. I just ride around in the car listening to
Mozart?
classical.
My dad used to listen to me. Used to make me listen to classical
the
music in the
best.
car. Yeah.
In Staten Island?
In Staten Island, yeah, I know. I'm breaking the mold out there.
Just imagine Staten
Just out there
Island.
rocking out to some Mozart.
They look over, see you and your dad. They're like, yeah, they go, that's why we don't want to be a part of New York City. Because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
He goes, once we get, because that stuff wouldn't be here if we weren't a part of New York City.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go back to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Take that classical music to Manhattan.
So you just, no words.
Yeah, it's just relaxing.
Mhm.
It feels good, but it also, not so. I mean, sometimes it gets pretty fired up.
Yeah,
so
it does.
it's not so relaxing all the time, but
No,
it's
it could be
like-
stressful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look back to the old school Looney Tunes cartoons, right? They used that like classical music,
Oh,
and when
yeah.
the chase scenes came, you're like, oh,
I know.
it's just classical music going.
yeah, a little jazz in there
Yeah.
too, old school.
Mhm.
I'm into it.
I get it. I've listened to it like when I'm writing or if I have to write something, like just have headphones and have some noise on or something.
Yeah,
I can sometimes put real actual music on and because I can zone out because I was like trying to make myself zone out. Like I always enjoy when I like to be listening to something and then think like, let me see how into what I'm writing I can get to that I forget I'm listening to something.
Mhm.
Because then you come out of it and go like, oh, I'm listening. And you're like, all right, that was good then. I was able to do that.
It's a marker, like a mental
It's like a
marker.
marker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you just can try it. But I've done it with classical music or something, just where you're like, I don't really want to be distracted by any kind of words, but you need some kind of noise
Yeah.
going on. I listen to I'll do the Calm app a lot.
Yeah.
And just like kind of have like, a jungle
oh yeah,
Yeah.
going.
My kids listen to the rainforest sounds when they go to bed
Yeah.
at night.
oh
If
yeah.
Yeah, I
they
do
need that thing. I never really got into listening to anything.
I-
Some people need a TV on when they're sleeping and stuff. I don't.
We have a sound machine.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't need anything. And then when she's on the road with me, because I listen to like the jungle sounds, she'll listen. I kind of listen to where I'm at too. If I'm like in the
Wisconsin.
yeah, if you're in Wisconsin, maybe I hear a little flowing. To me, a flowing wheat field.
a little moo from a cow.
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's basically moo,
Yeah.
and you'll shear out
I'm
like
out,
a baby.
out. Yeah.
What's your music genre though? What do you listen to like for music? Do you listen?
Yeah, I mean, just everything.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Music is just I'm not a good music person.
Yeah.
So I don't listen to the words. I don't know what they're saying.
Mm.
I don't listen to the story.
So you're more sounds. You like sounds.
I just the sounds. Yeah, maybe I like classical music.
Yeah.
there it is. You
I
might.
think
It might
so.
be up your alley.
Yeah. I have a Spotify playlist for classical and for jazz now. It's hard with classical because they're not naming songs. It's not like Mozart, Day at the Beach. It's Mozart Sonata 1 in D minor.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's tough to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to go with playlists though. They curate the playlist for you. Like if you go on the spot, do the playlist, it's like what kind of mood you're in for. You have to go by mood,
Oh, yeah.
and then you'll be
okay.
all right. It'll be like,
All right. I
am
like
I
There's
feeling
a-
jazzy? What am
Yeah.
what am
I like
feeling?
cello. Cello is what I'm into the
Okay.
most.
Yeah.
It's
There's
been
a-
sad.
There's like an AI DJ on Spotify. You can do DJ, and it's like a DJ that just goes off what you play.
Mixes though, like
Yeah.
makes like
No, it doesn't do mixes,
Oh,
but
weird.
it will, or maybe I haven't seen that, but it will be like as one song's fading out, the other one will fade
I like
in,
that, yeah.
but it won't be like
a mashup.
a mashup,
Yeah.
like where it's a DJ like that.
Yeah.
But to be,
I should get into that. Yeah.
because I'd be curious to see if he does throw classical in for you, because it's like a DJ sounding robot that's like Dusty, and he goes, today we're going to listen to
And they pin the air horn.
Mozart, F minor, beep, 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 beep.
Just got a text from Aaron.
Oh yeah,
He said, we didn't even mention Aaron is doing the Tonight Show tonight.
Yes.
He's with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, amazing.
yeah. He would probably just taped
Yeah.
it.
He said, how'd the pod go today? And I said, still going. How'd the Tonight Show go? He said, fun and set felt good. I'm sure I'll hate how it comes out.
Okay.
All right,
That
there's a
sounds
good
about
chance
right.
he didn't
Yeah.
want you to read that whole text.
Pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
I told him it was going.
Yeah. You're like Will Ferrell that you can only read everything. You're like, well, when I'm on, I'm on.
Anchorman.
That's it.
Another
Anchorman.
teleprompter situation.
Yeah. No, his sets could be. You never feel good about your sets. Or you're always going to hate it when you watch it. It's tough to watch. You kind of just sometimes don't
Yeah.
watch it because
I have a hard time watching a late night.
But it's
His special is doing great. Everybody's
Special's doing
loving
great. Yeah, it's awesome. He's in it right now.
it. Yeah.
He's in the thick of it. Tonight's show.
All right, I'm hopping in here again.
I love it.
I love it.
Boom.
How is everyone doing with the resolutions or goals this year?
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. If you ask me, I'm doing great too. Like Brian, who loves it, I am doing AG1. I use it. It's an easy habit.
So easy.
It's so fun. It's a daily, the benefits that we notice. That's why I love it. That's
Yeah.
why we partner with AG1. Valentine's Day is
Longtime
around the
partner.
corner. Longtime partner with AG1. And Valentine's Day is around the corner. What'd you get, Hannah?
Oh, I got her just so much AG1.
AG1.
I was like,
That's
we got to keep it going.
the best gift ever.
Yeah.
How about committing to your health with your partner or significant other? Research has shown that having a partner can significantly, you can tell I'm Nate's sister, increase the likelihood of habit formation. Us here at Nateland obviously love a good competition. Nate's trying to do that Eric with the donut, the opposite of health,
Yeah.
and eat these donuts. But not with this. You can have some fun, healthy competition with your significant other this year and see who can remember to take their AG1 most consistently.
It's a good challenge.
It is. It's fun and it's not unhealthy.
Better than a donut challenge.
It's better than a donut
challenge will kill you.
It'll kill you. So here we go. So it's never too late to create a new healthy habit for 2025. So try AG1 for yourself. It's something we have actually been able to stay consistent with, and that's why I've been partnering with AG1 for so long. AG1 is offering new subscribers a free 76 gift when you sign up. You will get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box, which is so great for all the travelers here. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/Nate to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/Nate to start your new year on a healthier note.
And that's a $76 gift. I don't
Yeah,
know if you said dollar. I think you just said
It's
76 gift. And I was confused
Yeah.
what that was.
Yeah, well, it's not 75, it's 76.
$76.
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
going to get the dollar, but you'll get that in
You'll
the
get that in
gift.
there. Yeah,
A 76 gift.
love it.
Ellie Fordham. Nate, I'm going to start 75 hard with you on Monday. It's always easier when we know we're not alone in these challenges. All right. Eli. I said Eli. Ellie. Could be Eli. I bet either one. I'll take both of you.
All the help you can get.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I started 75 hard today. 75.
What is it?
It's you're supposed to work out twice a day.
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry. You want to read one more and then get into it? 'Cause
Okay,
That's
yeah.
today's topic.
Trey Tryon. Would we ever see a potential Nateland and Friends cruise? Shows all day and night from our favorite comics. You will.
Ahoy, folks.
Ahoy. This is welcome to the Nateland at Sea. Yes, so it would have just been announced yesterday. But we are having a Nateland at sea. My only cruise I've been to is theirs.
Yeah,
the Jokers cruise.
Yeah, they're fun,
All
man.
right.
They're fun. I can't recommend them enough. It's such a great time.
It really was. We had a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
When we did it, and it was like you're just there with your buddies, and
Mm-hmm.
it was Droz and Soder, and everybody. It's like it was very fun. That's when Bobby Kelly lost his phone, which is still my favorite. Bobby goes, "We're in the ocean." We go to that beach or
Yeah,
whatever.
the one day at the beach thing. Yeah.
And so we're in the ocean, and Bobby, he loves all technologies. He got a new phone, and he goes, "It's waterproof." And I was like, he goes, "I mean, you can put it in water." It does, because he had it we're like all the way out in the ocean, and he's like, I was like, but I don't think you can put it all the way out. I was like, it's not gonna be waterproof, like you can just drop it in the ocean. And he goes, "No, dude, it is." I go, then drop it. And he just dropped it like 5 feet down, brand new phone in the ocean, comes up, and then he's like, "Dude, it works." And then it just stops working.
Oh no!
And his phone was broke the rest of the trip.
Oh my
God. And it was, it's my favorite Bobby Kelly moment. He goes, "Dude, it's waterproof."
With confidence.
I
Love that.
I was like, I don't think you can just put it in I think it's barely water. It's like,
Yeah.
the idea
It's
of
wet
it.
proof.
It's wet proof.
Yeah.
for sure.
And he goes, "What?" We talked to him. I go, "Just drop it then, Bobby. Bobby, just drop it." He just drops it. You see his phone sink and just land in the bottom of the ocean. And then he goes up and gets it. And he's like, "Look, it's still working." And I mean, within 3 minutes, it's like, my phone doesn't work anymore.
Oh no!
It's so funny. So yes, February 5th through the 9th, 2026 is when the Nateland cruise will be. It's Tampa to Costa Maya, Mexico.
Wow.
And then we leave you in Mexico, and we go back to America, and you start a new life in Mexico. That's the general plan.
How do you leave from Tampa?
Huh?
I thought Tampa was in the center of Florida.
No. It's on the beach.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's on the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only
Yeah.
landlocked bay.
Yeah, Bates, his name's on the poster, but he might not make it because he's going to be at the wrong Tampa. That's what we should have an over under if
Yeah.
you even make it.
He'll be in Orlando.
What
What
be
if you-
alive?
No, not alive. If you make it on the boat, do you miss a flight? Because when the boat goes,
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to see you running? Is the whole cruise going to watch you try to run?
What are you basing that on?
Just in general, you've missed flights. You get the wrong time or
Never missed
something.
a flight.
But you get the flight to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're late at all, you can get lost with time.
Yeah. It's a
So,
domino.
but about if when we get off in Costa Maya, and you got to be back on by 6 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
but you could get lost and then go, "Oh, I didn't realize we were leaving today," and
Well-
then you see the boat go.
Yeah, I'll have my wife with me to keep up with that.
Okay.
I
You
don't.
guys
I
look
didn't
good in
s-
these hats, by the way.
Yeah, that's
These
very
are
it's a good look for you guys.
guys.
For sure. It matches very nice with the shirts they picked
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Did you? I didn't see. I don't see
mm.
my name. I didn't see my name.
You're
I'm just looking-
surprised.
I didn't see where my name was
Yeah,
there.
it's coming. It's coming. It's going to come.
I don't like Dusty's being above mine. I don't like that.
We're together.
You're together.
Well, your font's bigger, and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
So it's we're going to be doing I'll be doing stand up. We will do a live Nateland podcast, a live the Consumers podcast, and then Don't Make Me Come Back There podcast, stand up from just all the Nateland kind of guys: John Chris, Dusty, Derek Stroop, Aaron Weber, Bates, Greg Warren, Dustin Nickerson, Graham K, Joel McCall, Nego Vicky, Dustin Chafin, Lachlan Patterson, Nick Thune, Vecchione, Veeder, Zimmerman, Sean O'Brien, and Tim Convey, who are on the Consumers and Magic by My Dad. And then we will have live music also. So we're still putting some of it together, but it will be, I think it's going to be very fun. I mean, I really enjoyed when I was at y'all's, and it's like a cool experience.
Yeah, it's like you're on vacation together. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun little outing, and it'll be during the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, how's that?
the coolest thing about it for people that went, which I always liked, was like you don't really go when you go on cruises, like regular cruises. you don't necessarily have something in common with everybody on the boat.
Yeah.
So like you're coming into this and it's like you're on a vacation with a bunch of friends you haven't made yet. And that was always the vibe of the ship. So that's what people are going to get out of this. So I would highly recommend February 5th through 9th to come see us all.
Yeah.
On
Come see us all. Yeah.
No, but that's my
I do owe Joe a cruise for him bringing me on his cruise. So
come on.
That is very true. Joe, you can buy tickets at.
Where do I get tickets? You got a promo code for me at least? Come on.
Nateland@sea.com.
Nateland@sea.com. No, it's that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everybody on there has something in common.
It's a shortcut. Like to me, it's like
yes, and so you're gonna get talk to everybody. It is during the Super Bowl, so that what is fun is the last on that Sunday is we're going to get all watch the Super Bowl together.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think that'll be pretty cool. They can't show the halftime. How crazy is that? For some
Seriously?
reason, because we're out at sea. So we're gonna make our own halftime show.
Oh, that's fun.
All right.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Maybe
Yeah.
you and Dusty can finally have your swim race.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You got a year to train
I
for
don't
it.
know that it was me and you. I guess it is me and you that's
Yeah.
racing. Yeah.
The halftime.
And you're about to do this, training 75 thing or whatever. So I got to step up my game.
Yeah. Well, we have a year.
Yeah.
Starting now.
Starting right now.
We could at halftime. We go do our
Your swim race.
yeah. We do our swim race.
Figure out one lane or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with like Bates kits in there.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't make it back. Yeah.
Yeah,
They have to stop
Yeah.
the race.
because they have a pool right in the middle
Yeah.
of a cruise.
Yeah.
So you just go there and back.
So I
It's
gotta
not a
get-
very big pool though, so it's gonna be it's like a hot tub.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick race.
Well, do it in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah,
You might take it to the ocean. I'll
Might
bring my
take it to the
waterproof
ocean.
camera. I'll make sure.
Make sure you film it. Yeah. Well, we've got some ideas that we're working on for the halftime show, but it's very, very excited to announce this. So they buy them now? Oh, it's pre-sale
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
Mhm.
So you've probably seen the announcement. Pre-sale's out, so make sure you go get on it. I think this would. I think it's gonna. I hope so. You never know, but yeah, it'll be active Wednesday. But so yeah, if you're hearing this, maybe pre-sale, could be done.
Too late.
Too late.
It's over, buddy.
Sorry, pal.
It's like thanks for telling us.
When's the real sale start?
Public on sale is February 19th.
February 19th.
They get some perks with the pre-sale though.
They do.
I do. They get perks with the pre-sale. You're going to get some sort of merch package, I bet, or a picture with Nate
Oh,
or some
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to sell that stuff. I've been there
Oh,
before,
yeah.
trust me. You
Yeah,
want to talk about
yeah.
that pre-sale package.
All right.
You don't want
Well,
to miss
the
out on the
pre-sale.
pre-sale, guys.
Show
That's
me
where
on
you get
the
a lot of
pre-sale.
the stuff. Yep.
That's where you're gonna get all the. Yeah, you get all that stuff. Yeah. You get. I'll give you Joe's address
Yeah,
to
you
his
can
home.
come over,
You
yeah.
come to his house.
Watch the Super Bowl.
Watch the Super Bowl.
And
Yeah.
just the halftime
Yeah.
show.
For all the goes free because there is no halftime show. For all the people that miss out on the pre-sale, I will give you Joe's address, and you can go watch the Super Bowl with Joe, who's also not on this cruise.
Yeah.
He goes, no.
But I'm only showing them the halftime show.
only showing the halftime,
Because I
yeah.
can't get this.
Don't be ridiculous and think you're going to watch the whole game with Joe.
Yeah.
That's unreasonable.
Oh, silly.
Yeah. All right.
Great, dude. Congratulations. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'm going to put my Soul Joel hat back on. You've been to Soul Joel's?
Mm-mm. No, I haven't.
You know Soul Joel?
Yeah. I've never been to it. No.
Oh, you got to go to he's got the new venue down in it's in Pottstown,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. You can just drive to it.
Yeah.
Go do a gig over at Soul Joel's, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell them
Gotta
that
go
you,
there.
tell them
Yeah.
that you sent me. I just
Yeah. Do you know him or you don't
No.
know him?
No,
Oh,
no.
he ran Soul Joel ran a bunch of shows like Giannis. All of us did them like coming up.
Oh, okay.
But I would have thought you would have already done it. Yeah, he's got a big rooms like 1,000. He's got a small club and he's got a big room depending on what you want to do. And yeah, I'll get you hooked
Pot
up.
sound, yeah.
Yeah. You could drive. It's 2 hours from New York. You
Oh,
just
okay.
drive there. It's
That's-
easy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. So Eli started the 75 hard. Today we're talking about what are we talking about?
Fad diets.
Fad diet. Is it fad diets are only diets that like don't work out?
Diets that last for a while and then, yeah.
They become, everybody's into it. It's like the biggest thing
big
ever.
fad, yeah.
And then suddenly,
Yeah.
no
Oh,
one does it.
I'm with you. I always interpret it the way you are. Like fad diets are like fake, like diets that don't necessarily do something. But
Yeah.
I think you're fat. think the way you guys take it too about it, if I'm not wrong, is like you're thinking about the diet of the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
versus
jean.
fat.
Yeah. It's like big jeans or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like
jeans go through a whole thing. Skinny,
skinny,
tight, bell bottom, boot cut. You got the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you
works
mean
two
you
ways.
mean holding up the jeans?
No. I meant like the fat
okay.
of jeans.
Yes.
Okay, because there was a big fad of everybody holding up their old jeans.
Yeah.
I used to wear these.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Look at me inside
think they still
the
do
big
that.
jean. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe
I
they
think
Some
still
people
still
just
do
have
that.
big jeans.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm filled with big jeans.
Yeah.
So 75 hard. I looked it up. The guy doesn't even call it a weight loss program. It's a mental toughness
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
It's a full reboot, right? Isn't it that kind of thing? It's
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah, it's to build discipline in your life.
That's true.
Which is which is something that I need.
You fluctuate a lot in your weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got way down, and then I'm just at the worst right now. It's just a mess. And then but I need discipline, because you realize like when you can have anything, it's like the idea of like eating. So I can eat McDonald's whenever I want now. And you're like, well, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to live like every day's a vacation. And food is a vacation for me. Like, it's like you enjoy like, oh, I'm gonna eat ice cream. I'm gonna eat a Blizzard and zone out for a second and all this. And so I need to get discipline back in my life. And I don't know if I've ever even had it. I've had it with comedy. With stand-up, I would go up every night. I knew I had to go out every night. I had discipline, because you can't not have it not to get to this level. But I don't. But where I put it not at all is in my health.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that.
You did a smoothie cleanse,
I did that once. It was on the Tonight Show.
and it was leading up to Tennessee Kid.
Yeah, but I did the Tonight Show on a smoothie cleanse. Yeah.
Did you drop
Yeah,
a
I
lot
did
of
do
weight?
it.
Dropped a lot of weight.
I did. It was like a 7-day thing. It wasn't crazy. It's just you get the water, you kind of thin out a little bit, so it's nothing too crazy. But I mean, I've done. There's any diet, I've done them all. Have you? How many have you been a diet guy?
I did.
I do the Joe Gatto diet
Yeah.
here.
Look at Joe.
40-pound weight loss. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's got your steps in here somewhere.
Yeah. Look at that. The fat before and after. There it is. There
Uh,
it is. Look how many chins.
Look at that.
Look how many less
Yeah.
chins. Yeah.
No jeans though.
No jeans. No.
That's why you're still surprised when you get recognized. You're hurt by it. That they go, Joe. You're like, no, I lost a lot of weight.
Wait,
They're
no,
like,
back.
did you?
Yeah. No, that was my. That was at my fattest and my biggest I was ever at was 225, which I think that picture is at, which is huge for me. I'm like just 5'10", and then I went vegan.
Really?
Yeah. I went vegetarian first, and the pescatarian. I didn't eat meat. I still don't eat meat. And then I went full vegan, and I did that for 9 months maybe, and then I dipped back in between vegetarian and pescatarian, and then that just did a lot. But it wasn't even that. It was just more 3 main things. I stopped drinking calories. I only drank coffee and water. I used to drink like sodas and things like that.
Oh
which is
yeah,
not
I
good.
drink soda.
Yeah, that's a killer. And then
I drink diet though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just drink water.
Yeah,
it's gonna do it. And then I did. I started eating half of everything I was eating. There you go. See, so I started eating.
I know.
I started eating half of everything
He
I was
doesn't
eating.
know what he's talking about.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
I told him everything he knows.
Yeah.
I did like literally half. I would like eat half a sandwich and not eat the other half. Or
Yeah.
because you come from that mentality of like finish your plate, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I just stopped doing that, and I stopped eating late. I stopped eating after 7 p.m.
Oh, this says 7:30.
7:30. Well, that's
It's a lie. It's fake
It could have been
news.
fake news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like the main steps that I did, and it just worked for me. I mean, everybody's different too, but that's really worked for me a lot.
Would you do diet stuff like you said, like when you get on TV? Because that's the hard part when you start seeing your stuff on TV.
Yeah,
But then it just gets to a point too, you get so busy and stressed that you're
the
like,
road stuff, like
the
you're
road.
late
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that. It's worse. But for me, it was when I had kids. It was like being totally like when I had my daughter, I became instantly aware of my mortality.
yeah.
Like 9 years ago, she's 9 now, and I was just like, all right, I've not been eating well my whole life. I don't drink, smoke, never tried to drug or anything in my life, so I never had any of that. But I always had food.
Yeah.
I always ate. Like I'm a sweet tooth king. I love,
yeah.
I love
Cannolis?
all that. It's cannolis by the dozen. So I was like all the time I would do that, and then that was like my thing, and then I was like, oh, I got to undo this. And I saw a movie. It was called. I forgot the name of it, but it was about veganism. And it says you could, it was showing the science behind it. It said you could undo the damage that you've done. It was like some scientific stuff. I was like, let me try it. So I went vegan. I was like, I got through the first month, which was so hard. And I was like, I could probably do another month. And then I actually started feeling the best I ever felt in my life. And I was like,
Really?
oh, they're onto something here. And so I just wrote it out. And then I was like, oh, that's enough. I need some fish.
Yeah.
So I started getting too hungry. So yeah. And then I slowly slipped back and forth. But I always range within around, like a 10-pound swing here and there.
Yeah.
Now, I've worked with 2 comics recently. One of them being Mike James, who are doing the Daniel fast. You guys heard of this?
Yeah. I did it.
You did?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it until recently.
Last year we fasted because you fasted at church, and so just doing water, and then you towards the end of it I did the Daniel fast.
What is that? You just don't eat meat?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you eat vegetables and just drink water. And there's in the Bible, Daniel refused to eat what the King Nebuchadnezzar wanted them to eat.
Probably pork.
Well, it was meat.
Meat, yeah.
And he ate vegetables, and they said, well, let's just test it. And then they came out looking much better, he and his friends, than people eating those.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
yeah,
it was probably pork, and Daniel was like, I'm not eating this.
the intermittent fasting's the big thing too.
Mm-hmm.
People do that your window's closed, you can't eat anymore. That whole thing,
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like the idea is like, I think now I just try to go as long as I can without eating, because I could always fast pretty good.
So have you got a diet for the 75 hard?
I think I'm just counting calories. So I'm just going back. That's what I lost weight on the first time, was just calorie counting. Mm-hmm. And it was, because you get stuck in these weird extreme situations, and I'm eating out constantly, or I'm at something, or my life is not really consistent where you can go like, I'm home this week or I'm home that week. It's, last week I had to leave Tuesday. I was gone from Tuesday I got back yesterday, and I'm in Vegas all week. So you're like, what are you going to do? I can't go, like I don't have a kitchen. And so you're always kind of eating this out and whatever. So if I do the calorie counting, it's like, that's essentially all it's weight loss is that. If I do the fasting and the calorie counting to be like, all right, if I have a mental breakdown of, I know like I could go to Wendy's and get a junior cheeseburger, and that's like 250 calories or whatever it is. I'm not saying obviously if I just eat that, I would still lose weight, but I would feel bad. Yeah. So, but it's like, it's going like, all right, today I had fish and rice for lunch. And so it's like, all right, you eat that. And I think I want to eat more fish too, because it's like red meat does. I've started to feel like, you just kind of feel
fish
gross.
is great.
Yeah.
I like a trout.
You got a nice rainbow trout.
Yeah.
Love. Just had some nice rainbow trout, and
Trout's so good.
It was great. So good. I love that. Yeah. A nice fresh piece of fish versus like a fresh steak, like whatever, like side by side. Even when I was like eating meat, I was always like, when you had the fish, you just feel something lighter about that. A little bit of rice or something. It just felt like good. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think meat and vegetables is the way to go. Like, it's when you start adding in all these carbs, all these
starches,
breads. You sit down at the table, they bring bread, you're putting butter on it, eating it, and then you go, oh, I shouldn't have ate that steak. And it's like,
the steak was the good part.
Yeah.
What about that basket of bread you had with garlic butter?
Yeah. And then I don't know. I think all the carbs, all that stuff. I mean, you got to have some. Yeah. But
I would, because I could eat a steak. I want to go back to being starving again, where it's like when you eat, because it's like when you're eating how I was eating is a lot of processed food and all this stuff. Your appetite's not very good because you don't ever get. When I ate healthy and ate meat, I mean, I remember like someone could put a 20-ounce steak in front of you, and you're like, I'm gonna eat every but it was like a good hunger.
Yeah.
That was like a positive hunger versus where if you go to McDonald's and I'm just eating this kind of stuff, it's like, all right, well, I won't be hungry until some weird time. Yeah. And then I'm going to just lead into some other bad decision. It's going to be not good. I know water is the key.
Yeah. I have one of those, like, I'm just asking questions here, but it's always crazy for me. Like, I would go to bed hungry. Like, when I tried to start, I was like, okay, I just gotta go to bed. Like, if I'm hungry, I'm like, I'm not gonna get out of bed right now. It's 10 o'clock. Go get something to eat. But then I would wake up not hungry.
Yeah.
Like what happened? Like I never understood that. And then I could wait to eat till like 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, like so that fasting thing is like sometimes a lot of it is you just got to get over a hump. And
Yeah.
that's what you were talking about with discipline earlier.
Yeah.
It's all it is.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to be able to go like, I want to eat. I feel better. And I think, and then get addicted to that feeling good.
I want to talk trash about your people, but DoorDash makes it tough.
They do.
You could get yourself a 10 p.m. double blizzard. You know,
Yeah.
that makes
problem.
it, you got to really, really discipline yourself.
No, but you can order healthy stuff with DoorDash. You can order anything with DoorDash.
Nice.
You know, you can
Maybe
get it.
even just a friend. They just come over and go, "Hey, don't get any food."
Yeah.
The DoorDash delivery guy just comes to give you a hug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just go to bed.
Just come over and say, hey,
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
bring me some toothpaste.
yeah, yeah.
DoorDash can get you all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Bring me a celery root.
Yeah.
Just give me celery.
Yeah, a little ginger. Like I like teas too. I'm big on teas.
Mhm.
Teas can help your appetite.
Digestive too, right?
Yeah.
It helps with all that stuff too, digestive
Yeah.
stuff.
One of the earliest fad diets was the tapeworm diet, where people would
Eat a tapeworm.
I would do it.
voluntarily
Yeah.
ingest a tapeworm.
You would
What?
do that?
I mean, I wouldn't do it now, but it would be, it's
You would have.
it's a diet the Bargatze family would do in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like we were very much being all that where you're,
Yeah, you guys are always on the cutting edge.
we're
They're the trial.
we're trying.
Your clinical trials.
Yeah, the Bargatze would try anything.
So the tapeworm goes in you, and then you eat whatever you want, and the tapeworm eats it.
In theory.
Yeah, and
In
so
theory.
you can't. But the tapeworm's still living in you, so it's
Yeah.
getting fat.
Well, the tapeworm's got DoorDash.
yeah.
He's like, give me
It's getting
blizzards.
fat.
Yeah.
And that's when you go, nah, I got a tapeworm. You go,
Yeah.
how do you eat so much and look so good? You're like, there's a tapeworm.
Yeah.
inside."
That used to be like a thing that like grandmas would say as like a compliment. Like, you remember that? Like
Yeah.
back in the day, they were like, oh, she could eat like she has a tapeworm. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is it, and you can you get rid of the tapeworm?
I'm sure there's some way, but probably not easy.
Well, my dog had tapeworms. You have to kill it with basically a chemo level thing. I had a dog, one of my dogs, rescue dogs, had a tapeworm, and they give it a 50% chance of survival. The dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like and she was young when she had it, but
Yeah.
to get rid of it, it's like a chemo level kind of thing. It's like the worst thing a dog could have.
They would say there was
One
this
of
like
those.
home remedy type thing where you could stand over like a pot of boiling something with your mouth open, and then the tapeworm would come out. I don't remember what the boiling thing was.
Oh,
But
gosh.
I remember
Oh.
people saying that.
I don't know if that's right.
It's probably not.
I'm just asking questions.
Ugh.
Yeah.
When
Uh,
was this diet?
It said it started in the early 1900s.
That's how hard, that's how
They were so
addicting food is that you get talked into this.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That
you're
early-
like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can stop
just-
eating
yeah.
pies or eat a tapeworm.
Right.
Yeah. What is a tapeworm flat?
It's a parasite, right? Yeah, it's a parasite. It looks like
I think we all
yeah,
have
yeah,
parasites
it is. It's
now.
flat.
Still zero help with that, Joe. It's a parasite. Oh,
It looks like did you
Yeah.
ever see a ringworm?
yeah.
You've seen ringworm,
Yeah.
right? It's that in your belly.
Oh,
It's like that flat kind of like circular thing.
Ugh.
ugh. Yeah. All right.
Do you want one? I got a guy. If you
You
need
got a
one.
guy?
I got a guy for everything. Mate. You need
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I think on The Office, Kelly, they were trying to lose weight, and Kelly did a
Okay,
tapeworm,
well-
or Creed sold her something that
Yeah.
told her it was a tapeworm. In 1929, the Lucky Strike cigarette company launched "Reach for a Lucky Instead of a Sweet" campaign, telling housewives, if you want to lose weight, just smoke more cigarettes instead of eating.
And that
sweets.
does work.
That does work. Yeah.
It's got its own health risk. But
You're losing those pounds.
yeah, but it does work.
Yeah.
Because it's an appetite suppressor.
That is like
Yeah.
the number, right? That's the number one thing when people quit smoking. Like you'd see them blow up, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, they go into people quit drinking too. They go into that like you need something else.
Endorphin kind of.
Yeah. So then you go
Yeah.
into
AA
sweets.
meetings, people are just smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
that's
have a
what's
donut.
going on.
They have a table too that has like treats
Donuts.
on it, the donut
Yeah.
table.
Oh,
yeah.
Need to
okay.
wrap up.
No AA meeting I
Yeah.
ever went to had it. Any donuts. That's
No.
fancy.
That's a fancy one.
That's that Staten Island stuff.
I'll do a couple more. Weight Watchers started in 1963. It's basically just assigning points to
Yeah, that's calorie counting.
Yeah.
calorie counting. Yep. The Sleeping Beauty diet, which basically means taking sedation drugs to help you sleep instead of eat. I think Elvis
works
did
too.
this.
So you just get like addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
and then just you're like I sleep all day, but I look
great.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, a pretty famous Saved by the Bell episode. Jesse Spano is taking speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
diet pills. But
I don't know when she's singing.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Was that
She starts crying.
I'm so scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dexatrim was basically that.
Yeah.
Leanne Morgan's got a joke about she was basically on speed.
Oh yeah.
Because it contained phenylpropylamine.
Close.
Yeah. Anyway, it gave you extra energy and helped you lose weight, but it was basically a drug.
so does cocaine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's lots of them.
Lots, yeah.
Slim Fast. That's a shake for
That was a
breakfast.
shake thing,
Shake
yeah.
for
My
lunch.
mom did that.
Slim
what
Fast was a good one. I think I had
Yeah.
family. My parents were doing that
Yeah. Sometimes you drink something, right?
Just it was like a
Shake.
nutrient shake, right?
Yeah.
instead of
Shake for lunch, shake for dinner.
shake
that
for
was
breakfast,
it.
shake
Yeah,
for lunch, and then you could eat a dinner.
whatever
or
you want for
something.
dinner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You're supposed to be able to get your vitamins in the Slim Fast
Mhm.
without all the calories.
Yeah, it was like a slushy thing. Yeah.
But it's probably a lot of chemicals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Atkins diet, high protein, low carb plan.
Yeah. That's what I think that's you're probably generally supposed to, do. Then that guy Atkins was huge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember doing it when I first started comedy, and I did it not for a week or 2 weeks, but I remember maybe a month, I don't know, but I remember just feeling terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with Atkins.
yeah. It was just meat, no. 'Cause you just, but I will feel great with probably anything because I just put so much stuff on everything.
You know,
It's just complete garbage.
the Subway challenge, obviously that guy took a turn. But
The diet
Yeah.
didn't.
But the diet, I remember him talking about the diet. He was like, I would walk like 13 miles to Subway,
Mhm.
eat a turkey sandwich, and then walk home. And then everybody took all that in and go, if I eat at Subway, I'll lose weight.
Right. Yeah. Forget the 26 miles round trip
Yeah.
you're walking to get that heart rate up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walked over a marathon.
Yeah, they're
Or-
like,
or
I'm
walked
going to
a
get
marathon.
a meatball sub and I'm going to lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he lost all the weight.
Walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Subway was great back in the day.
But that's when a lot of it wasn't all that processy stuff too,
Yeah.
right? It was a little bit more fresh stuff. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so good back in the day, man.
The paleo diet.
Paleo, yeah.
Caveman diet.
What's the caveman do?
Only
I
eat
know.
stuff that they could have.
Oh, yeah.
Meat and root vegetable, right?
Yeah.
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 No grains, dairy, or
And you had
It's
jokes. You had the
non-processed.
seafood diet. I see food, I eat it.
Yeah. That's a fun one.
I used to call it Fatkins. I'm on the Fatkins
Yeah.
diet.
South Beach diet.
South Beach was a big one too, right?
Yeah.
That was after Atkins, right? The South Beach one.
Yep, that was 2003.
There's a lot that just always pop up, and
Yeah.
you never know what's right anymore, too, especially with all the information or misinformation that you could get from anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I think anybody's different. Somebody like, I lost 15 pounds on Atkins, and it's like, somebody else doesn't. They didn't lose anything. It just really, I think, is.
I always think when someone says they don't do it, I think they're not doing it, the diet.
doing it.
Because people normally, they go like, well, I did Atkins and I didn't lose anything. You're like, well, you didn't do Atkins.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's impossible not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you did it for real,
You would have.
you would have lost weight. You just can't. Unless you were eating 5 pounds of meat a day, it's something that's physically impossible.
Yeah.
And so it's like when someone says that, they're eating Atkins candy or they're eating they found something that they're abusing. But
Yeah.
it's like anytime someone says they do a diet, it didn't work. All these diets work.
They all have a loophole, though, like our friends over in the Zone of Death.
Yes, yes.
So that's all I
That's the
got
thing with fad diets. They all work. It's just like how it's packaged to you.
Yeah.
And it gets you excited. I'm doing
Yeah.
75 hard now because it sounds like there's just some direction. All you want is direction. Because I always think that's the hard part with people when they do diets or they tell you not to do diets. They're like, just eat, just be balanced. And you're like, I know, but it's hard. I'm not a balanced person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think in balance. I think in extremes.
Mhm.
And most people do. I think it's good. It's great or it's bad. It's like, no one's like this.
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I have this. I'm allowed to have this now. I mean, I guess a lot of people probably are like that, but they go, I can do this, then I do this.
Yeah.
And a lot of comics have addictive tendencies.
Yeah.
So, it comes in a lot of ways. And
Yeah.
food is one of those ways too.
And you have a lot of time on your hand.
Yeah.
And you're bored, and then you build all these horrible routines
It's routine.
with the road
Yeah.
because you're
What's open when you get off
what's open,
stage? You know? Yeah, at a late show, you get off stage. It's like 11. What's open?
Oh. I always joke like, when you headline, like as a headliner, you just get off stage and just get told the pizza's cold
Oh,
because
yeah.
everybody ate hot pizza,
Yeah.
but it came when you were on stage.
Yeah, I think about that. Like I have cigars after shows, and I'm like, I kind of want to like take a break, but I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Eat now? Now I'm gonna go eat every
Yeah.
time, or I'm just gonna go sit in my hotel room after the show?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, because you're kind of up
Yeah.
from the show.
You can't fall asleep.
We were talking about it this weekend, like in Vegas, because I think my my high school buddies were asking guy on the road with me, Justin, and about like how long does it take to calm down, like after a show, and like or what you got to do, and it's we just went afterwards. I usually like right when I get done, I talk about what just happened on stage, like I did this, remember that, I did that. And you kind of talk about that stuff, and you want to hang out and you want to do stuff. But it's not, it's like you need some kind of calming down. Like you need something where it might even be where if I'm really on the road, you'd be like, we might go shoot basketball.
Yeah.
Or you might go, because you could do something that crazy to kind of get
You
that.
got to deflate.
You got to deflate. It's
Yeah.
not like you just need it's not like your body could feel tired, but your brain is just
Yeah.
on overdrive.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I've sometimes felt tired though recently.
Yeah.
Like right when I get done, like I'm like a draining. I really with the arenas is I would always feel I get done and I feel pretty drained.
Do you feel you're bringing a different energy though, because you're talking to the last row and like not even just loud, but you feel like you need to.
It's
different.
The mentality it takes, as you know, doing the arenas. It's like it's just so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the theaters, it's so many people.
Probably some kind of weird energy drain from people too.
Yeah.
Yes, because everybody's listening, and it's just you're by yourself, and it's like I was much more tired after arenas than I would be after any other. I don't even feel that extra after the clubs where I feel like out after arena, like I could sometimes go back and you're like, I think I could go to bed within minutes.
Wow.
Like I could get off, talk but within 30 minutes of getting off that stage, I would feel like I'm drained where I could go to bed. Now, I don't know if I would fall asleep.
That's
though.
the difference. I was just going to say that. Like you could lay in bed.
You could lay in bed
5 minutes after, but when is your mind shutting off?
Yeah.
That's the big
and that's the only other.
Because you're also like, if you're, especially you're doing a new hour too, like you're analyzing like every joke. It's like, oh, that was really funny. I said like, I remember that. Oh, I should, so your brain is still your brain's still at work.
Yeah.
It's almost worse for me if I go, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go to the hotel and go to sleep. And then hours go by and I'm still awake. And now I've almost got myself in this place where I'm like, oh, I can't sleep. And then I feel like I sleep worse than I would if I just hung out for a couple
100%,
hours.
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. We're back.
Yeah, I think we got to wrap up.
We barely talked about diets. We'll put that in there.
I think we
Joe,
covered them.
Beavers.
We talked about beavers, Joe. You were too fun that we never really got into it.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. And thank you.
But you've got a special out.
Yeah. My
You got a
special
book out?
Yeah, I got my specials now out on Hulu. Messing with People is out on there. I'm on tour now. The Let's Get Into It tour. It's just all around America, which is fun. And then I got a kid's book, Where's Barry, that I wrote.
Wow.
Get your copy.
Yeah.
Where's Barry? It was a lot of fun. It was based on a story of my kid. He lost his stuffed animal at night, and he went to find it. And any parent knows that's a catastrophe. But it was really cool. It was a really cool thing to do. It was really fun.
Yeah, because they pick one.
Yeah, and that's it. That's
They
the
put
one.
the most pressure because they pick one.
Yeah.
And you're like, but there's a bunch because we have 100.
Yep.
But
That's
there's
the
only
one.
one that matters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was really great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
No, yeah, it was great. I don't know. I'm in Omaha and stuff's on sale. The Nateland at Sea, February 5th through 9th, 2026, week of the Super Bowl. So we will watch Super Bowl. The taking over the Norwegian Jewel. We're selling from Tampa, Florida to Costa Maya, Mexico. Headlining sets for me, Dusty Slade, John Chris, Derek Stroop. A lot of friends of Nateland, obviously, live podcast each day. Southern Spelling Bee, plus Belly Flop contest. So much more. We're going to drop that pre-sale link in the podcast description. Also, don't forget, check out Aaron's special signature dish. It's doing great. And if you did not watch it, go watch him on the Tonight Show. It's his first time on Tonight Show. And then don't forget, we have the Consumers podcast every Tuesday, and Don't Make Me Come Back There every Thursday. All that.
This weekend, Friday, I'm in Marion, Illinois. Saturday, I'm in Quentin, Virginia. Then coming up, Winter Haven, Florida, Cocoa, Florida, and Mars Hill, North Carolina. And Aaron, it looks like he's off this weekend, but he's got shows coming up at the Comedy Attic in Bloomington, Indiana. And
great club.
Yeah, and then Tacoma.
And Tacoma, great club. Yeah.
Yep. What happened, Joe? Oh, there you are. There's your shows.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm off this weekend too. But then February, Valentine's, comedy is for lovers, they say. So
yeah.
Valentine's is a great day for comedy.
It is. Yeah. I love the fun date nights you get. So Lafayette, Illinois, February 13th, Springfield, Illinois on the 14th, Columbia, Missouri on the 15th, and then Evans, Georgia, my rescheduled show that we had to move is going to be on February 16th.
Nice.
All right. Hey, on the 28th, I'm going to record a special.
Hey.
So I have 7 shows between now and then. I got 2 Zany shows. The 11th and the 26th, I'll be here at Zany's. Fresno, California on Valentine's Day. Yeah. So, and then I'll be in Sacramento, Boise, Salt Lake City, and then the Villages.
Florida.
Yeah. And then I'm recording on the 28th in Chattanooga. Still some tickets for the late show. No more for the early show, for the late show. It's going to be great.
February 28th.
February 28th.
Yeah.
What have I been saying?
No, I was just making sure.
Okay. But so this is the last, maybe not the last chance to see these jokes, but to see them in this form, because I'm really bringing it together. It's getting tight, getting hot.
It's getting ready.
And then after that, it's going to get loose for a while, because I gotta write new jokes.
Yeah. It'd be like, this is your Super Bowl.
Yes.
Go to the Super Bowl.
With the halftime show.
With the halftime show. With the halftime show.
Yeah, I mean, our friend Jesse Rothacker came to my show, and he was like, I was disappointed your show was only an hour 7 minutes, my part, because I've been doing an hour 15 or so. But
everybody's timing.
I'm trying to tighten it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tighten it. I got to get it down to an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe, thanks again. You're the best, bud.
Thank you, pal.
So good to see you.
You're an awesome friend.
All right. We love you.
All right.
See you. Bye. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.